Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Testing. Test.
It's kind of annoying though. You should get that. If you get a letter, right? The only downside of those jackets is once you're out of high school, you don't wear them. That sucks. Yeah. I remember my dad explicitly told me that. I was like, listen, you graduate, you can't wear that. I'm like, okay.
An undefeated team, homecoming weekend, and a team that can spoil it all. My name's John Calavita. I'm here alongside Jack Flanagan, and we're here to bring you Friday Night Lights, a.k.a. State College High versus Carlisle High School. State College coming off another win. They're 6-0. Deontay Sheffy last week, the star freshman running back, 4 touchdowns, another 100-yard game, and the defense had 2 touchdowns of their own. Dante Nastasi with a pick 6, and Michael Gall with a scoop and score. State College looks like they can't be stopped. They beat Central Dauphin East 42-14. And on the other side, Carlisle, the Thundering Herd, they're coming off a tough loss to Central Dauphin. They lost 42-14. The same team that State College beat 19-8 just a few weeks ago. It's been a long season for Carlisle. They're 3-3 coming into tonight, and they're facing off against one of the best teams in Pennsylvania, the 6-0 State College Lions. But Jack, this game, it's a big game. It's homecoming. State College has a chance to move to 7-0. What are the keys for them tonight?
Yeah, big game tonight for both teams. I would say on the offensive side of the ball for State High, the key is to continue to feed Deontay Sheffy, the great freshman standout running back. Already has 12 touchdowns in the season with just a few games left to go. On defense, put pressure on the quarterback and utilize that great defensive line. They create a lot of stops. They make it hard for the other team to run the ball. And overall, don't overlook Carlisle. I mean, I wouldn't call this a trap game, but it could be. State High is having such a great season so far. They don't want to step up and miss out on this great undefeated start. For Carlisle, there's a few different things they need to do to win this game. On offense, on defense, they need to limit the explosive plays. We were just talking, State High has such a great offense with that running game, but they can also pass very well. For Carlisle on offense, they need a more balanced attack. They're going to run the ball maybe 40 times tonight, but when they pass, they pick up some great gains, and it's really an explosive part of their offense, but they really don't use it as much as I think they should. And then they need to protect the football. State High forces a lot of turnovers. That's how they're able to really win a lot of these games so far this season, is really just limit what the other offense is able to do on the other side of the field. So, you know, it's going to be a close game. Both of these offenses can score a lot of points. It should be exciting.
The one thing I want to note from last week, Carlisle allowed 352 total rushing yards. Deontay Sheffy has been feasting all season long. tonight should be no different. He should really look at that and get himself motivated for a big night. But you mentioned the limiting the big plays. Sheffy 2 weeks ago, if it wasn't for that long 46-yard run, he really wouldn't have had, his rushing stats would not have been as impressive. But we'll see about that. It's going to be a great game. State College is absolutely rolling. The reason that this game could be a trap game is because they could overlook it, as their next 2 contests are against teams like Harrisburg and Cumberland Valley that only have 1 loss each. So we'll see about that. We'll see where they're at. But the 2-quarterback system, the freshman running back, State College is raring to go. And you're going to see it all tonight here on CNET.
Physical contact. We know the expectations of our school, our conference, and the PIAA, and will respect each other, the officials, and all fans in attendance. We accept the responsibility and privilege of representing our schools, teams, and community as student athletes. We encourage you to join us in the spirit of fair play, unity, and sportsmanship.
Thank you, Dorian and Ian. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Kind of be by yourself. Don't be out too late. Don't trust anyone you don't know.
Carlisle has won the coin toss tonight and has deferred its option to the second half. State College will receive the ball to start the first half. The Little Lions will be defending the south goal line. Our officials for tonight's game are John Roan, Dean Sherwood, Robert Stewart, Ben Rappert, Derek Jones, and Mike Rendos.
That was cool when he came out seeing that.
Should I count or?
Hello, everybody. We're back on CNET. John Calavita with you alongside Jack Flanagan. Carlisle won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half. State College will receive. Got a man back deep. State College, again, they average 39 points per game. They only give up 14. In Carlisle, they average 28 points. They give up 29. So they're going to want to set the tone defensively here.
And like we said pregame, these are 2 offenses that can put up a lot of points in a hurry. The key for Carlisle, though, can they stop this State High offense? They've had a lot of trouble on defense so far this season.
Matt Wall back deep to receive as the band is playing in anticipation of the kickoff. The ball is put on the tee. Theo Macias to kick off. Has yet to attempt a field goal on the air, but he is perfect extra point-wise on the other side. About to get this game underway. The 6-0 State College Little Lions facing off against the Carlisle Thundering Herd. Their record is 3-3. Macias puts his foot down. The kick is away. It's a short one over near the far side, taking it to 30. Running towards the middle of the field looks like Will Stone. He's got a lane. He's up to the 44-yard line.
Interesting decision right there from Carlisle to start the game. Maybe didn't want to kick it deep to one of the great athletes that State High has at returner, but State High gets great field position to start off the game.
And Deontay Sheffy to the right of Finn Furmanak, the quarterback. You got Michael Gall on the slot, Salazar to the near side. Stephen Scortis a little next to lineman, and Deontay Nastasi out wide. As Furmanak says something to his lineman. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Here's the first play from scrimmage. Furmanak in the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to Sheffy, and Sheffy gets tackled for a loss. Loss of about 2, turned back to 2nd and 12.
State High is going to want to give Sheffy the ball early and often to set the tone on offense. We'll see how Carlisle is able to respond early. If they can slow him down, State High is going to have to go with their other options.
Same formation except for Sheffy to Furmanak's left. He gets the handoff, goes right up the middle, gains about 4 yards, up to the 46. Should be 3rd and long, 3rd and about 7.
Deontay Sheffy on the carry for State High.
So back-to-back carries to Deontay Sheffy, which we didn't see 2 weeks ago. 3rd and 8. Motion Stephen Scortis to the near side. Same formation on the receivers. Gall in the slot. Salazar to the near side, Nastasi to the far side. As Scortis motions back over to the far side, standing right next to the left tackle. Sheffy and Furmanak looking at Matt Lintal, the coach. Big test play. Should be a passing situation. Furmanak takes the snap. He will run it himself. And he gets taken down for a loss of 1. So Carlisle electing to kick, and their decision really pays off. A 3-and-out, something we don't see very often from this State College team.
Great job by Carlisle's defense to really stand stout and stop that running attack. State High is confident in their ability to run the ball, and even though they started off the game with a 3-and-out, that is not going to stop them from continuing to run the ball throughout the night.
Ian Brandt to punt. Jeremiah Hargrove back to receive. Snap is good, and the kick is high. It's a wobbler, a knuckler, as Hargrove calls for a fair catch. And it might have hit Giovanni Mosley of Carlisle, but it is ruled down. And Carlisle will get a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
26-yard line. It'll be 1st and
10 at the 26, just under 10 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
I'm really excited to see what Carlisle does on offense to start the game. As we mentioned pregame, they love to run the football, but when they do throw it, they get some explosive plays. Let's see how balanced they can stay on offense.
It looks like Easy Thomas is in at quarterback. Oh, no. That is going to be Lewis. It's Lucas Smith in at quarterback. 3 receivers right. Hargrove motioned out to the far side. And the lefty, Smith, throws it incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Good play call there. The wide receiver had a lane if he caught the ball. There was some nice blocks on the outside by a few of the receivers. Just not really a well-timed up screen pass.
The man on the receiving core that you're going to want to watch out for Carlisle is Carson Swartz. He's the team's leading receiver. And this team doesn't pass all that much, but when they do, it is explosive. Smith in the gun, Hargrove to his left, Swartz to the near side, little bunch formation to the far side, and there's motion as Kareem Lawson moves over as the handoff goes to Hargrove, and he's tackled by the State College defensive line. John Scott in there on the tackle along with Sam Mayer. 2nd down, or now it's 3rd and long. They're saying it's loss of 2, 3rd and 12 with 9:36 remaining in the first quarter.
We talked about that defensive line and how they're able to create pressure. They always do a great job of containing the outside part of the line of scrimmage. Right there, Carlisle had nowhere to go.
Wonder if State College will be blitzing here. There's 4 men on the line, including Steven Skordas and big Justin Castro Dixon. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now Lawson motion to the near side. The snap goes to Smith. He's trying to dance around, and he's tackled. It's a fumble. It's recovered by Eli Espinoza, and State College has a takeaway, but there is a flag on the field. And we'll see about this, but it looked like Smith fumbled the ball forward, and it was recovered by the linebacker, Eli Espinoza.
Penalty flags are down.
Not really sure what happened here. The State High players are signaling that it's their ball, but we'll wait to get the call on the field from the referees.
Jack, we mentioned that one of the keys to the game would be to limit those turnovers, protect the football, and even on their first series, Carlisle, they give it away, and State College, if it stands, they have the ball in great territory.
Against Carlisle.
Carlisle can't afford to turn the ball over against a great team like State High.
So there was a holding penalty, and State College will obviously decline. I guess they said the holding was happening before the fumble, but back to punt. High punt. Hargrove hits a little short one. It's a wobbler. Salazar to receive. Takes it to 46. He's at the 50. He's running to the near side. He's at the 45. And he's tackled down at the 41-yard line. Really nice return. And now State College set up in plus territory. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. 8:47 left to go in the first quarter.
Great return right there to set up great field position for the offense. Was tackled by his own man. He had space to run. A blocker just couldn't see him coming and accidentally got in his way. Now we'll see what State High does on offense. Stuck to the run in the last drive. Maybe they'll try and air it out here.
Finn Fermanac and company back in the game. Salazar not in the game. Gall and Nastasi to the far side. Nastasi in the slot. Now goes in motion. And Fermanac back to pass. Goes over the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Carlisle. And going down the sideline, it's Easy Thomas out of bounds at the 43-yard line. In State College territory, that's another interception, the second of the season for Finn Fermanac. And just like that, Carlisle is in business.
Fermanac thought he had his tight end over the middle with that seam route, but Thomas at safety jumped it perfectly. Huge play for Carlisle early in this game.
Is a huge play indeed. So we'll see what Carlisle can do. We mentioned that they do run the ball very well. We haven't seen Jaquise Morrell take a snap or get a touch yet. Easy Thomas back in the game. Plays both ways.
Yeah, that's a guy that we were looking at pregame as a great running back, but comes up with a huge defensive play here and now lined up in the backfield at quarterback.
It is, in fact, Thomas in at quarterback as Hargrove motions to the near side. Takes the snap. He fakes the handoff and tries to run up the middle. Gets a minimal gain. 2nd down and 8, maybe a game at 2.
Thomas had a little bit of a hole, but as soon as he tried to run right through, it got closed up. That's the great thing about this State High defensive line. They have some huge bodies up front, and they take up a lot of space.
2nd and 8 at the State College 42. 8:12 remaining in the first quarter. Easy Thomas took the snap at quarterback. Faked the handoff to Jaquise Morrell. He's back in a quarterback right here. 2 receivers to the near side, a tight end to the far side. Thomas in the gun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Morrell. Morrell makes a cut. He up the middle. And he's tackled down at the 35-yard line. Pickoff of about 7, just short of a first down.
On the carry for Carlisle.
Well, they're going to give him forward progress. And that is a first down for Carlisle.
On the play
Gain of 8.
Carlisle
1st and 10 at the 34.
Gall on the tackle for State College.
So Morrell gets an outside handoff there, but gets north-south, cuts right up the middle of the field for the first down. Nice start on this drive.
Swartz to the near side. Hargrove in the slot on the near side. Thomas in the gun. Morrell to his left. Papa to his right as Thomas fakes the handoff, running right up the middle across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 6, 2nd and 4 now.
Some extracurriculars on the field right now. But that's the great thing about this Carlisle offense. They have so many great athletes in the backfield. They put a running back at quarterback, and when everyone on the defense knows that he's going to run the ball, it's still very difficult to stop him. He is a corner coming after him, trying to make the tackle, and Thomas just lowers his shoulder to gain some extra yards. That's a tough kind of offense to beat when they have so many weapons in the backfield.
It is. State College could be in for a rude awakening. Once again, Carson Schwartz goes out to the far side, or the near side rather, with Hargrove in the slot, and Thomas calls timeout, doesn't like what he sees.
Timeout, Carlisle.
It's the first Carlisle timeout. It's 2nd and 4, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. But this is not what we've seen from State College, Jack. It's not what we've seen at all. Finn Fermanack is usually a quarterback who doesn't make that many mistakes, relies on his run game. And I wonder if we're going to see Owen Yurka tonight. We both know that they have a 2-quarterback system, and they like Fermanack going out wide as a receiver. But you got to wonder, they haven't really played from behind very often, if at all, this season.
Well, Carlisle on their side of the ball, that was a great defensive play by Thomas to pick the ball off. I think Fermanack saw his man up the middle for that seam route, and it closed right away, and Thomas broke on it from the safety position. Now on offense, Thomas at quarterback for Carlisle. He's a very difficult player to stop. It's still very early in this game, but Carlisle is creating some great positive momentum in an environment that they were not really favored in. This is a great State High football team, obviously. I'm sure we're going to see Owen Yurka play quarterback for them as well. They have such a versatile offense. I'm sure they're going to put plenty of points on the board tonight, but a great start for Carlisle.
We thought coming into tonight it would be the Deontay Sheffy show. So far, it's the Easy Thomas show.
Yeah, well, Easy Thomas is a great running back, lined up at quarterback tonight. Pre-game, when we were watching both of these teams warm up, we saw 3 different quarterbacks throwing the ball. All 3 have had solid games this season. We believed that it was going to be Lucas Smith or Lewis Shank. Instead, it's Thomas, and they're sticking to the run with him, and it's working so far.
There's a long pause out on the field as Carlisle makes their way back to the football. As we're getting ready for this 2nd and 4 play, reset the scene, 2nd and 4. At State College is 28 for Carlisle. Carlisle's driving after they picked off Finn Fermanack on his first throw. Thomas in the gun. Morrell to his left. Schwartz to the near side. Motion Hargrove in the backfield, takes the snap, does Thomas, and he's going to the far side, and Thomas gets taken down by John Scott, a hard hit. A pickup of about 3, should be 3rd down and 1.
Thomas on the carry.
He earned those 3 yards there. John Scott came across the middle and blew him up. 3rd and short here, and I think everyone knows what's going to happen. They're going to run the ball. It looked on that play like Thomas, it was designed for him to go up the middle, but he kind of bounced outside. It looks like he's kind of one of those improv running quarterbacks, and it's working for him.
Dorian Stroud now to the near side. 2 tight ends. As Hargrove motions to the near side. Thomas hands it right off to Morrell. He gets right up the middle. He got a first down and more. All the way down to the 25-yard line. Or the 15, excuse me. A pickup of 10. Jaquise Morrell. What a run.
Carlisle's offensive line creating some really nice push. These running backs aren't getting touched until they get to the 2nd level of the State College defense. Now they're in scoring territory, strictly with running plays on this drive.
First and 10 at the 16. Thomas in the gun, Morrell to his right. 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. Thomas takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to the right. He tries to get behind him, and he makes a man miss, and he's gang tackled. Only picks up about 1 yard.
Easy Thomas
once again on the carry. Should be about 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8.
See, that's the problem with that style of running is once you dance around in the backfield, you create time for the defense to find you. They gang tackled him right there. We could be seeing more of that later in the game once State College kind of catches on to what Thomas is doing in the backfield.
So State College will take their first time out, and so will we. Right now it's no score, but Carlisle was driving with 4:55 to go in the first quarter. You're watching State College Area High School football on CNET. Back out here at Memorial Field in State College, Pennsylvania. Nothing to score with 4:55 remaining in the first quarter, but Carlisle is driving thanks to Easy Thomas. He's in the shotgun with Morrell to his left, with Swartz to the near side. Hargrove motioning again over to the far side. He takes the snap, hands it off to Morrell. A pickup of about 1, 3rd down and 7.
Morrell on the carry.
Looked like an option play. Thomas decides to hand the ball off up the middle to Morrell, but that pitch was open on the outside. We might see them try and hit that later on in the game.
3rd and 5.
Big 3rd down play, 3rd and 5 at the 12. I think Carlisle's just going to try to get the first, not take a big shot at the end zone. Thomas in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to his right. Fake handoff to Morrell. Thomas rolling out to the near side. He's rushing, he's going for the end zone. It is caught! 2 feet down, Carson Swartz, and they're saying it is incomplete, that he caught it out of bounds. Carson Swartz almost had the touchdown, and you gotta wonder, is Carlisle gonna go for it? It's 4th and 5.
Bring up 4th down for the Thundering Herd.
And it looks like they are gonna take the 3 points.
What a close play right there. Receiver tried to get 2 feet down in the end zone, but if he opted for just 1, he might have come down with a touchdown right there. Such a difficult play. A nice throw from Thomas. We've seen him run so far in the game. First pass attempt of the night. A solid attempt at the end zone.
It's like a 28-yard attempt. Theo Mazius, his first field goal attempt of the season, and State College false started. False starter offsides, looked like Will Stone or Dante Nastasi. In any case, it appeared that the kick was good, but flags are down, and this is going to result in a first down for Carlisle.
False
start against Carlisle. It looked like, from my vantage point, that Dante Nastasi jumped off sides, but they move it back 5 yards, so now instead of a 28-yard field goal, it'll be a 33-yard field goal.
33-yard field goal. High school football, wind is moving a little bit, but not too much. This is not an easy kick by any means.
And Mazius from the 25-yard line, so a 35-yard kick.
Crowd's getting into it.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is away. It's end over end. And the referees say it's good, and Carlisle takes a 3-0 lead. 35-yard field goal by Theo Messias. What a kick, and Carlisle gets out on top.
That looked like it could have been good from 40 yards, maybe even 50 yards. Great response right there by Carlisle. Come up with the interception. So far tonight, it's been the Easy Thomas show. He comes up with the interception on defense, drives his team downfield as a primarily run-first quarterback. Missed a touchdown pass by an inch, but they get on the board first with 3 points.
I thought it was right in there. I thought it was a really nice throw there by Thomas. Rolling to his left, made the throw, but Carson Swartz came down with it just a hair out of bounds, but Carlisle does come away with the points. Now the pressure's on State College. They really haven't had to play from behind all year except for the game against Williamsport where they scored the two-point conversion at the last second. Mazius just made the field goal. He's now on to kick. Nastasi back deep. Now, if we remember, the last time there was a kickoff by Carlisle, it went short. It went over to Ty Salazar.
I would expect Carlisle to do the same thing here. State High's got plenty of good return men, wide receivers and running backs back there. All of them dangerous. Carlisle's done a good job of kind of playing the field position game so far in the first quarter. I would think they would want to continue that.
Mazius ready, just waiting for the signal from the referee. Walks away from the football. And the kick is away. It's short again, end over end. It's taken by Ty Salazar. Going towards the near side, over to the center, runs up the middle at the 40, and across the 40 up to the 44-yard line. So Ty Salazar once again gets the Little Lions in a great field position. They started in that exact same spot on their first drive of the game. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. State High will have their first chance after giving up the points, and it looks like Owen Yurka is in at quarterback. Nastasi to the near side, Gall in the slot, Sheffy to his left. Scortis behind the left tackle. Takes the snap, hands it off to Sheffy, running right up the gut, and Sheffy only gets about a yard.
Carlisle's defense was ready for that one. Right before the snap, linebackers move up to the line of scrimmage, create no running lanes for the freshman running back.
So 2nd down and 9 at the 46-yard line of the Little Lions. Deontay Sheffy not able to break off that big run today as Gall now goes out to the far side, Nastasi to the near side. Yurka on the gun, Sheffy to his left, to his right, excuse me.
And watch the defensive ends or those outside linebackers. Right before the ball is snapped, they creep up a little bit because of how dangerous Sheffy is when he has the ball.
Yurka takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. He's going down the near sideline. He's got Nastasi. He makes the catch. Oh no, he dropped the ball. He had a defender draped all over him. He looked like he hauled it in. He could not survive the ground. Jeremiah Hargrove in coverage. Then the senior captain makes a nice play.
And just as I was mentioning, the defense creeping up to, hold on a second here.
They're giving it pass interference. I thought that was pass interference the whole way. Dante Nastasi, they're saying they give it to him. They're saying he made the catch. They're saying he made that catch. What a play.
That is a State High.
That was 45-yard reception. 1st and goal, apparently, if it's at the 10. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. Carlisle takes a timeout.
Crazy series of events right there. Let's just break it down for a second. State High with a perfect play action pass. Just as I was mentioning, the Carlisle's linebackers were starting to creep up to the line of scrimmage a little bit to stop the run. Owen Yurka faked out everybody on the defensive line with that fake and then hit him over the top with that great pass. Now, the call on the field was incomplete by the referee, and as we were discussing it, I'm not sure what happened on the field, but they changed their call to a pass interference.
And pass interference in high school, unlike in college, is a spot foul.
Yes.
So a 44-yard penalty.
That's a big play.
So 1st and 10 at the 11. So State College in the red zone for the first time today. See if they can take advantage of it. Yurka back at quarterback. Furmanak has not come in at wide receiver like we would expect, as Nastasi's at the near side. Sheffy to Yurka's left. Michael Gall in the slot. Scortis to his left. 2 tight ends set. Yurka takes the snap, hands it off to Sheffy. Sheffy go to the near side, tries to make a man miss, and he's gang tackled. Easy Thomas once again in there on defense. Looked like a loss of about 1 or 2. 2nd down and long.
So far, Carlisle on defense forcing and daring State High to throw the ball. We haven't really seen a lot of big runs. In fact, I think the longest run of the game for State High has been about 4 or 5 yards.
So 2nd
and 11 at the 12 with 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 game in favor of Carlisle. Yurka in the gun. Sheffy to his right. Gall and Nastasi to the near side. Takes the snap. Yurka going right up the middle, and he bounces it in. It looks like he loses the football, and who has it? State College. Looks like Yurka recovered it. Quarterback keeper, 3rd and long.
Of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10 for State College.
Carlisle's defense has 3 defensive linemen lined up on the line of scrimmage, and then they have these roaming linebackers. So far tonight, we've seen them push up and get in the box and really stifle this running game from State High.
Yurka in the backfield. Sheffy to his right. 2 receivers to the near side. Takes the snap, hands it right off to Sheffy, and he gets absolutely stuffed. He goes nowhere. Deontay Sheffy has not performed the way we thought he would tonight.
He's got nowhere to go tonight. This Carlisle defense is doing a great job of swarming him. Like I said earlier, they're going to dare State High to throw the ball. The 1 pass attempt led to a pass interference, so it led to positive yardage, but this running attack has really been stifled.
So it looks like State College is going to have to kick, try to tie this game up. Kazabowski. Kai Kazabowski for State College is 4 for 4 on field goals up to the point in the season. And as of now, it's at the 12.
I think we have an injury on the field, but it looks like he's walking off. I think it might have been the linebacker that made that great play on Sheffy.
I think he's just tying his shoe. That is Easy Thomas, just tying his shoe. So 1:17 remaining in the first quarter, where a surprising Carlisle has held State College. Other than the pass interference call, their defense has been stout and just got to line up for the field goal attempt. So Kai Kazabowski again, 4 for 4.
And if I was on the Carlisle sideline when that pass interference was called, I would not have been happy. That was such a close play. I thought it was a good play on the ball by the corner, but that call by the referee has given State High this opportunity.
Kazabowski, the kicker. Cooper Brushwood, the holder. Snap is good, hold is good, and kick is away end over end. And it's no good. It's wide right.
No good.
So just like that, State College is still behind 3-0, and Kazabowski misses his first field goal of the season and just his 2nd kick overall.
And this is exactly the start that Carlisle wanted to get off to. Playing great defense against the run. Their running attack has been stellar. When it comes down to field goals in this temperature, with a slight wind, the better team isn't always favored. No one really knows what's going to happen.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Carlisle. Looks to be at their own 20-yard line. Easy Thomas back in at quarterback. Morrell to his left. Receiver to the far side, to the near side. Always Carson Swartz, a dangerous man being covered by Ty Salazar. Takes a snap, pass goes to Hargrove, and Hargrove breaks a tackle, but he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Will Stone looks like he was the first man in there. So negative reception there. 2nd down and 11, loss of 1.
Great swarm right there by the State High defense. I thought I saw maybe a little bit of a face mask, but no call on the field. It's going to be interesting to see how Carlisle expands their offense a little bit. We know they're going to run a lot, but their passing attempts could just be a lot of screens, a lot of quick looks.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Morrell to Thomas's right. He fakes the handoff to him. Thomas rolling to his right. He fires, and it's out of the reach of his receiver. That was Dorian Stroud. Easy Thomas overthrew it. It's 3rd and 11 with 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Thomas was absolutely running for his life there, rolling out of the backfield. Had a man wide open on the comeback route on the sideline. Just overthrew it a little bit. That's a difficult throw when you're running full speed against a defensive lineman coming after you.
Finn Fermanak now in at safety with his patented blue gloves. Has a long way to go for Carlisle. Again, 3rd and 11 at their own 19. Thomas in the gun. Morrell to his right. 3 receivers to the right. Thomas back to pass. He's looking. He fires to the far side. It's complete to Kareem Lawson, who makes a man miss at the 25, and he's tackled near the 27. A pickup of 8, but it will be short of the first down, 4th and 3. And I would imagine Carlisle would have to punt as the first quarter comes to an end. And we'll take a break. We'll see what they do, see if they go for it, see what they punt. 3-0 Carlisle at the end of one quarter. We're watching high school football on here on CNET.
This time we would ask you to direct your attention to the 50-yard line, where we are pleased and honored to welcome a very special guest to Memorial Field. This year at Memorial Field, we are honoring hometown heroes who have bravely served our community and country. And tonight, we are proud to welcome to Memorial Field Staff Sergeant Kevin Dunkelbarger. Originally from Bellefonte, Staff Sergeant Dunkelbarger served in the United States Army from 1974 through 1981 as a cannon fire control specialist, fire support specialist, and infantryman. Staff Sergeant Dunkelbarger also served with honors while assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division as a master parachutist and was later deployed to Africa for peacekeeping purposes during the U.S. Embassy uprising. He is joined by granddaughter Madeline and 3 sons currently on active duty. Sergeant Chris Dunkelbarger, who has served 8 years and is a full-time human resources specialist. Justin, who is your local Army recruiter here in State College and has been in the Army for 9 years. And Sergeant First Class Raymond Dunkelbarger, serving his 15th year, currently the U.S. Army virtual recruiter in Harrisburg. Staff Sergeant Dunkelbarger comes from a proud family lineage, and we thank you for your service to our country. Please join once again in offering a warm Memorial Field welcome and thank you to Staff Sergeant Kevin Dunkelbarger, a true hometown hero.
Back out here at Memorial Field in State College, Pennsylvania. John Calavito with you alongside Jack Flanagan. The Carlisle Thundering Herd lead the State College Little Lions by a score of 3-0 after one quarter. As it looks like, is Jeremiah Hargrove will be back to punt. Ty Salazar standing at his, moving back to midfield to receive the punt. Would be 4th and 3.
If you told me, John, before this game that State High would have 0 points at the end of the first quarter, I wouldn't have believed you. And that's partially due to the fact that they have a great offense, but also Carlisle's defense has given up loads of points all season long. So far, they have done a great job at stopping State High's running attack. Once State High gets the ball back, let's see if they put the ball in the air a little more. It's a cold, windy night. It might be a little difficult, but that might be what they have to do to put some points on the board.
And I really love the way Carlisle has been stacking the box with more than 4 pass rushers. But here we go. Hargrove again back to punt. Salazar back to receive as Hargrove takes the snap. He punts it. It's a wobbler. He shanked it. Salazar has it at the 45, going across midfield to the near side. Back, tries to cut back to center of the field, and he gets tackled down at the 42.
On the return.
A return of about 13 yards. State College sets up shop in enemy territory. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line with 11:51 remaining in the first half as State College trails 3-0. Got to wonder if Finn Fermanack comes out at quarterback or if Owen Yurka comes out at quarterback. Fermanack hasn't been seen at receiver, but he does have his blue gloves on, so it looks like Yurka's coming back out for another series.
Fermanack really just made one mistake all night. It was that first drive, thought he had a man down the middle of the field. Great play by, so far tonight, Carlisle's best player, Easy Thomas, on defense. So I don't think we've seen the end of Fermanack at quarterback. I think they're going to keep bouncing back and forth as they like to do. We'll see if they can get something going on this drive.
I would agree with you, Jack. I mean, Finn Fermanack, we've seen him most of the time. He is, the majority of the snaps at quarterback this season. But maybe they do sense that they could have some kind of success through the air, and Fermanack is, other than Nastasi, is this team's best receiver.
Referees here discussing something, maybe the position of the ball, maybe the Phillies game earlier today.
Maybe they are. The Phillies scored 6 runs in the top of the ninth. One of the highlights of my week. Was waiting for that for 11 years. They avenged Ryan Howard's Achilles, but anyway, as
Holding penalty
a
against
holding.
State College.
Holding on the play, so
On the return, it'll
they'll
be
back
first
it up.
down for State High.
So they're back in their own territory.
I never saw a flag on the field.
I didn't either. Usually when you see a holding play, especially on a return, there's laundry everywhere, all over the field. But instead of 1st and 10 at the enemy's 42, it's 1st and 10 at their own 40. So a net loss of 18 yards.
The Little Lions 40-yard
A little
line.
weird to reconvene way after the punt.
Yeah, very late call there. State High's coaching staff can't be happy about that. It's never good when the referees are taking such a long time to deliberate on a simple penalty, but here we go, State High with the ball.
Yurka back at quarterback, Sheffy to his right, Nastasi to the near side, Gall and Salazar to the far side, Scortis motions to the far side. And Yurka looking back to his head coach, see if they want to adjust the play, says something to his lineman. Again, 1st and 10 at the 40. Gall in the slot, out to the far side. Yurka back, hands it off to Sheffy. Sheffy makes a man miss. He's got a lane out to the 50, over to the near side, and he's tackled at the 41-yard line. Deontay Sheffy, a run of 19 yards. A big play for State College, and they're back basically where they would have been. 1st and 10 at the 41.
That's a State High.
And just like that, the freshman running back runs out of the backfield, shot out of a cannon. He should get a steady dose here on this drive.
Two receivers right, one to the left. Sheffy to Yurka's right. Yurka's back to pass. Fires over to Nastasi over the near side. Makes a man miss at the 30. Out of bounds at the 26-yard line, and State College is moving.
Complete to Dante Nastasi.
15-yard gain for the Little Lions, and they're nearing the red zone. 11:18 remaining in the first half, but there is a flag on the play. So we'll see about this.
Just a simple in route right there from Nastasi. Perfect throw from Yurka. That's all about timing, and they got it perfectly down the sideline. Nastasi's a good enough athlete to make a man miss and pick up some extra yards.
Flag was down at the 47-yard line of Carlisle. Not really sure what it was, but it'll be first down, and I guess 15? Didn't really see what the referee motioned. It's a penalty nonetheless. Unsportsmanlike conduct, okay.
After the play.
Interesting. Flag was thrown in the backfield, so not really sure what happened. It might have been after the pass.
The ball will be spotted at the Carlisle 45. It'll be first down for State College.
So 1st and 10 at the 45,
At
even
the
though they got the
45,
first
first
down,
and 14.
it more or less backed them up 5 yards, or 4 yards, I should say. So 1st and 14 at the 45-yard line of Carlisle. State College with possession. Yurka in the backfield. Sheffy to his left. Nastasi to the near side. Gall in the slot, out to the far side.
Correction.
And Salazar out wide.
10 for State College at
Four-man
the 45
front.
of Carlisle.
For Carlisle. Hargrove guarding Nastasi. These guys have gone at it all night. Yurka in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll run up the middle. He bowls his way over. Pickup of about 6. Nice little QB design run.
For State College, a gain
For
of
Owen
6.
Yurka.
It'll be second
Should
and
be about
4
2nd and
for the
4.
Lions at the 39-yard line of
Number
Carlisle.
44 on Carlisle, Marquise Miller, the outside linebacker. He was right in the backfield on that play, but notice he went right for Sheffy. That fake worked perfectly.
2nd and 4 at the 39. Yurka takes the snap, but there is a flag on the play. Looks like it could be on State College again, and they've hurt themselves today. 3 flags on this possession alone.
Penalty on the play.
And they'll back him up a little bit more. State College
False
really
start against
hurting
State
himself. A
College.
false start. So it'll be 2nd down. And I guess 10 at the
We'll bring up a
45-yard line.
2nd and
Yeah, real sloppy
10
start
for
so
State
far on
College
this
at the
drive.
45.
Down 3-0 as we get closer to halftime. Can't make those mistakes when you're losing to a team that loves to run the football like Carlisle does.
Nastasi to the near side, Gall slot to the near side, Scortis in motion to the far side, Salazar out wide. Handoff goes to Sheffy, he tries to bounce it outside, but he gets absolutely gang tackled. Marquise Miller in there, along with Leighton Schmick. Captain on defense, Leighton Schmick for Carlisle, and that is a loss. Big loss of about 4 yards. 3rd and 14.
One of the things that makes Sheffy so good is his vision, his ability to find holes in the open field in the line of scrimmage. You saw his head kind of move around there looking for a place to run, but there was nowhere to go right there.
3-man front for Carlisle. Yurka takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's back, he's being chased. He fires to the near side, and it's out of bounds. Intended receiver, Michael Gall. He was covered by Easy Thomas, but he had 2 men running down his throat. Yurka had 2 men chasing him, trying to sack him. It was Charles Riad who was closest to him, and now State College will have to punt.
I keep mentioning those linebackers for Carlisle's defense. Create pressure from the outside there, made Yurka run out of the backfield. They've really done a nice job tonight making State High uncomfortable on offense.
Ian Brandt back to punt. Hargrove to receive. It's high end over end, and Hargrove signals a fair catch, but he muffs it, but he gets back on top of the football. It'll be 1st and 10 for Carlisle at about the 24-yard line with 9:41 remaining in the second quarter. Carlisle leading 3-0. That was a pretty solid punt by Ian Brandt, and State College almost got a huge break.
Almost a huge play for State High. Now, number 11 checks into the huddle, Lucas Smith, one of the quarterbacks that we saw warming up pregame, the lefty. And when he's in the game, I think that should tell State High's defense that Carlisle is going to be a little more aggressive passing the ball.
Smith in the backfield, Hargrove to his left, takes the snap, pitches to Hargrove. Hargrove running to the far side. He makes a man miss. He's across the 25. A pickup of about 7 yards down to the 26. 2nd down and 3 for Carlisle.
Hargrove can really move when he gets on the outside. Had 1 or 2 offensive linemen pulling for him on that sweep. But when he turns on the jets, he's a hard running back to bring down. Carlisle's got about 3 or 4 of those guys, which makes their offense so difficult to stop.
So once again, Smith. Lucas Smith at quarterback. Jaquise Morrell to his right. Easy Thomas in the slot to the near side. Along with Carson Source, he takes the snap. He hands it off to Jaquise Morrell, and he picks up about 4 yards. That'll be a 1st down. 1st and 10 for Carlisle at the 30-yard line.
On the carry for Carlisle.
Jaquise picks up the 1st down. Carlisle continues to move the chains.
That'll be 1st down for Carlisle.
Just a simple inside zone right there. But Carlisle's offensive line creates a nice push, picks up the yards they need to get the 1st down.
Sam Mayer team up for the tackle for State College.
Smith in the gun. Morrell to his right. Thomas in the slot. Swartz to the near side. Another receiver out to the far side. And Lucas Smith may have drawn a man off sides.
Flags down.
Smith will go talk to his head coach. The flag is on the Carlisle side of the line of scrimmage, and they will move back. It should be false start. Looks like on the left tackle. Carlisle will back it up. It'll be 1st and 15 at the 25. I'd love to see Smith try to throw one here instead of just handing it off to Morrell. Hargrove to Smith's right, bunch formation. Smith pitches over to Hargrove to the near side, and he gets tackled. Gang tackled by Scortis and Nastasi. A pickup of about 2 or 3. 2nd down, and I want to say 13.
Almost identical to the play they ran about 2 or 3 plays ago. That outside pitch toss from shotgun with the guard pulling. Number 54, Leighton Schmick. He had some speed. He was getting to the corner to set up a big run, but couldn't decide whether he wanted to block the linebacker or the corner, so he blocked neither. State High comes up with a big tackle.
Smith in the gun. Hargrove to his left. Loss in the tight end, just off the right tackle. 2 receivers out to the left. And Smith takes the handoff. He's moving to his left. He's looking, and he looks like he's going to run. He's going out, and he's hit. He's tackled down. Will Stone made the hit. And he was tackled at the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 2 yards for Carlisle. Third down and 10 at the 30. 7:12 remaining in the second quarter.
It looked like he was trying to hit Swartz, number 3, deep there, but there was nowhere for him to go. He was completely covered downfield. We haven't really seen Smith at quarterback run the ball that well, so if he can't really get rid of it with his arm, I'm not sure if he's able to make plays with his feet.
State College secondary putting the clamps on. Smith in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hargrove to the left of Smith. Takes the snap, back to pass. He's firing down the far sideline. He's got a man wide open. It's complete. Carson Swartz all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. 70-yard bomb.
70-yard touchdown pass completed.
Wow, what a throw. And now Carlisle takes a 9-3 lead with the extra point waiting to happen. But what a throw from Lucas Smith.
Watching Carlisle warm up pregame with all those different quarterbacks, one thing that stood out about Smith was his arm strength. Right there, he hit Swartz right down the sideline, a perfect ball, lets his wide receiver run underneath it for a touchdown. Now they try to go up 10 points here on a State High team that is yet to score.
Theo Macias trying to make it 7-0, or 10-0, excuse me. Theo Macias. Carlisle getting their 11th man in. Fraker to hold. The hold is good. The kick is end over end, and it's good. And Carlisle takes a 10-0 lead, and State College is absolutely stunned.
This is not the start we were expecting from either team. We knew Carlisle's ability on offense, but we completely underestimated their defensive ability. And tonight they have shut out a great running attack that State High has. Not only with Sheffy, the freshman running back, but also 2 quarterbacks that are very athletic, a few wide receivers that make great plays on the outside. I would not count out State High yet, but they have a game on their hands, and this is exactly what Carlisle wanted to do tonight to start off.
We're about a quarter and a half into this game, and State College has yet to put points on the board. When we talked about before, they have averaged close to 40 points a game. I would not count them out at all. This game is very, very far from over, but Carlisle has a stronghold on this game, and Deontay Sheffy, outside of that 120-yard run, he really has yet to break out. And the offense themselves, they're having unforced errors. They're committing penalties left and right. They had 4 penalties on their last drive, resulting in no points.
We've seen a lot of penalties so far for State High, especially on offense, stalling their drives, stalling the little offensive yardage they've gained tonight.
Well, here we go. Carlisle to kick off. They lead 10-0 with 6:27 remaining in the second quarter. Nastasi once again back to receive, and my money has it that once again Ty Salazar will get it again. He's lined up at about the 10-yard line. Both kickoffs from Carlisle have gone short.
We've seen some nice returns from Salazar, not only on those pooch kicks on the kickoff return team, but also as a punt return man. He's gained some quality yardage tonight and really put State High's offense in some nice field position. They just really haven't taken advantage.
On this drive for State College, whether it's Furmanek or Yurka, you're going to want to see some passes thrown. Sheffy has been silenced tonight, which is one of the biggest keys to this game. Messias ready to kick off. Wind is picked up a bit as we get further into this game. Messias checks on his man on the line, and the kick is away. It's high and it's end over end, and it's short. It's taken at the 30. They can run upfield a little bit to break a tackle out to the far side. Don't really know who was on that kick, but State College has it at their own 45-yard line. Looks like the kick was taken by Cooper Brushwood on the return.
Interesting special team strategy from Carlisle. They don't want to kick it deep to the great return men of State High. They'd rather give them good field position in the middle of the field because tonight they trust their defense so much. A stellar performance from their defense so far. This is a big drive for State High to just get anything together, try and put any kind of points on the board.
They're going empty backfield. Finn Fermanak out to the near side at wide receiver. Yurka in the gun. Gall in the slot. And Nastasi out wide. With Skordas to the left of the left tackle. And here comes Deontay Sheffy. He'll take his place in the backfield. To the left of Yurka. Yurka back. Little pitch to Sheffy. Going to the near side. Tries to bounce it out wide. Sheffy gets tripped up. He's down to about the 50. Pickup of about 5, second down and 5 for State College at midfield.
It'll be a 2nd and 6 for the Little Lions.
Mason Predapapa on the tackle. These linebackers have been really active tonight. They're athletic. They can run with Sheffy. They do a great job of sealing up these gaps on the outside. Sheffy with a nice gain, but it looked like he could have gotten more if it wasn't for the shoestring tackle.
They spotted at the 49, 2nd and 6. Yurka in the gun. Sheffy to his right. Nastasi to the near side. Gall slot to the far side. Fermanek to the far side out wide. Yurka back to pass. He hands it off to Sheffy, and Sheffy has really been stuffed. He only gains about 1, 3rd and 5.
Carlisle is winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Defensive line is doing a good job of preventing the offensive line of State High to get up to the second level to block these linebackers.
Leighton Schmick and Thomas Nelson really doing the heavy lifting up front for Carlisle as Yurka's back to pass. He fires the near side. It's almost picked off by Hargrove. The intended receiver was Nastasi, and Hargrove broke up the pass. 4th and 5 now. And you got to wonder if State College, they're keeping the offense on the field as of now. And here comes the punt team.
Yeah, just a really disappointing possession right there. They had that in route with Nastasi on that 3rd down attempt, but that's a play they ran on the last drive when they last had the ball. So Hargrove at corner was ready for it. He knew what was coming. We have yet to see any kind of big plays from State High's passing offense, and they've remained one-dimensional throughout the game.
Brandt's kick is away, and it's a wobbler, and it's out of bounds at about the 24, 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Carlisle at their own 25 with just a tick under 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And another flag is on the field. It's at the 50-yard line. And again, State College with a lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties, a lot of late calls by these referees as well. I don't want to disparage the referees in any way or question their ability to make calls, but this is taking a long time, and we've seen this multiple times tonight.
A lot of conferring, too. They have to talk about it. They have yet to make a call just straight up. And they're saying that
face mask against Carlisle.
Face mask against Carlisle. So Carlisle will have to back it up. Or just so State College looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field. Ball right now is spotted at Carlisle's 45. And they are.
5-yard face masking penalty.
5-yard face mask penalty.
45-yard line.
And State College's offense is back out, so they catch a break.
State High.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Carlisle 45-yard line for State College. Yurka back in at quarterback. Sheffy to his left. Nastasi to the near side. Skordas flanking the left tackle. Gall in the slot to the far side. Fermanak out wide. Yurka takes the snap, back to pass, looking to the near side. He's got chasing a man down the near side. Nastasi's wide open, but Yurka overthrew him by about 5 yards, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, Little Lions.
After hitting Nastasi on the the in route on the outside earlier that previous drive, and then they tried to hit one right before that face mask penalty, they fake it and try to hit him downfield. Yurka just led him a little too far and overthrew him.
2nd down and 10 at the 45-yard line of Carlisle. State College trying to put any kind of points on the board. Nastasi and Gall to the near side flanking each other. Fermanak out to the far side. Sheffy to Yurka's left. It's Nastasi goes in motion, going to the slot. Handoff goes to Sheffy right up the middle at the 40. And he's tackled down at the 36-yard line, a pickup of 9. 3rd and 1 for State College.
Nice run by Sheffy, finding that small little crease in the offensive line. Picks up 9 yards. Those are the kind of gains that State High wants to see from their running game as this game goes on.
Deontay Sheffy, that surprisingly, that's his 2nd longest run of the night. He had a 19-yard run earlier in the quarter. Now there's a 9-yard run. Yurka in the backfield, Sheffy to his right, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Motion is Stasi, he's going to the far side. Yurka takes the snap, fakes the handoff, running right up the middle, trying to pick up the 1st down, but Leighton Schmick and company, they might have stopped him. We'll see where the referees spot the football. Looks like they did not give him the 1st down. So no gain, 4th and 1. And State College should be keeping their offense on the field. You know, you're under 4 minutes to go in the half. You got to get some points in the boards. Got to get some kind of momentum going. Big play, 4th and 1. Yurka in the gun. He fakes it. He does not get the handoff. He was a decoy. And they snap it to the up end, and Steven Skortis, the tight end, gets the carry and gets the 1st down. A gain of 2, 1st and 10 for State College at the Carlisle 34-yard line.
Really creative play, having Skortis move in motion and then sneak under center there and take the ball up the middle himself. Worked really well.
Yurka in the gun, Sheffy to his right, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Yurka back to pass. He's firing to the near sideline. He's got Gall, and it's off of his fingertips. Michael Gall had nothing but green grass ahead of him, and it just went right off of his hands. 2nd down and 10 for State College.
Did they just fake the Skortis QB sneak up the middle? He just moved in motion, stood behind the center, and the center snapped it through his legs to Yurka. I've never seen anything like that before.
You see something new every time you call a game. You never see the same football game twice. As Yurka once again in the gun. Fermanak to the far side, Gall to the near side. And the handoff goes to Sheffy, goes right up the middle. Across the 30, still going. A pile pushed him down to the 28-yard line, pickup of 6, 3rd down and 4.
And I think if Sheffy is going to continue to get these better gains on the ground, he's got to continue to get north-south. Right there, just trusts his offensive line and pushes forward and picks up 6 quality yards to create a 3rd and manageable situation.
Fermanak comes off the field. Salazar goes out wide. Sheffy slot to the far side. And Gall to the near side. Yurka, Sheffy to his left. Nastasi in motion. The handoff goes to Nastasi, going around to the near side across the 30, out of bounds at the 26. And we'll see where they spot it.
Nastasi carries the ball for State College.
They should get a 1st down on this play.
Gain of
it looks like he's well short.
Gain of 1, yeah, so gain of 1. 4th down, excuse me, and about 3 yards. 4th down and 3 at the 28. State High keeping their offense in the game. Yurka in the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Sheffy to his left. And they got, it looks like they got Carlisle to jump off sides. That'll be a 5-yard penalty and automatic 1st down.
Again with that fake, the tight end moves in motion, gets right behind the center. That at least tells the defense on that play that it's going to be a QB sneak or a tight end sneak, I guess. And they jump.
Ball will be spotted at the 22-yard line of the Thundering Herd. That is a State High.
2:26 left to go in the half. 1st and 10 at the 22. State College in sniffing distance of the red zone. Gall to the near side. Yurka in the gun. Sheffy to his left. Scortis flanking in the left tackle. Nastasi slot to the far side. Salazar to the far side as well. Nastasi coming in motion, and Yurka takes it himself, running right up the middle, across the 15, down to the 10. State College is in the red zone, and that's another first down. We'll see if it is first and goal.
When you use Sheffy as a decoy, it works very well. The whole defense knows that he's a weapon. When you fake the ball to him, it's going to open up the field for other players on offense.
Pickup of 12. It is first and goal, just inside the 10-yard line for State College. Nastasi to the near side. And it looks like there will be a timeout on behalf of Carlisle. And I believe that is their final timeout.
Timeout, Carlisle.
So they'll take a timeout. So will we. First and 10 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Carlisle leads State College 10-0. We're watching PA High School football here on CNET. Back out here at Memorial Field in State College, Pennsylvania. Carlisle leading the Little Lions 10-0, but the Little Lions are driving. It's first and goal at the 10-yard line. Yurka in at quarterback has engineered a pretty strong drive. Sheffy to his left. Gall and Nastasi to the near side. Salazar way to the far side. Carlisle has stacked the box as Nastasi goes in motion. As Yurka runs the ball to the near side. He's at the 5. He stumbles. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. 10-yard rushing touchdown for Owen Yurka. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, 7th overall. And State College finally, with under 2 minutes to play in the first half, gets on the board.
I was waiting for Deontay Sheffy to get the ball and head into the end zone, but he was the one that picked up the key block, headed towards the goal line, and allowed his quarterback to cross the plane. Finally, we see State High get on the board.
Kazabowski trying to make this a 3-point game. Snap, spot, kick. Looks to be no signal yet. They were all good. Both referees a little hesitant. Kazabowski may have see if he could miss his second kick of the game, but he is now 25 for 26 on extra points. And Carlisle now leads 10-7. State College got a touchdown before the end of the half. And let's see if they can get another one, though. 1:51 to go. State College has 2 timeouts. If they get a turnover or a quick stop, they may have time to move the ball down the field to potentially tie this game up.
And the question is, what is Carlisle going to do when they have the ball here? Do they play it safe, try and pick up 1 first down on the ground and head into halftime with a 3-point lead? Or do they display some more of that passing that we saw from Lucas Smith on the last drive with that long touchdown pass? He's got a great arm, and if they want to put some points up quick before halftime, they can do it, but it's a little risky. I think they're just going to try and head into halftime with a nice 3-point lead, but we will see.
Maybe a little bit more conservative on the offensive side for Carlisle as Kazabowski runs up. Actually, that's Brandt. The kick is away. It's end over end. It's taken by Swartz at the 2. He's running across the 10, moving towards near the center, and he's tackled down to the 10-yard line. Cooper Brushwood, what a play on special teams. He's been all over the field. Carson Swartz, Cooper got absolutely annihilated by Cooper Brushwood.
It'll be 1st and 10.
A tough play right there for the returner. The ball was kicked all the way to the goal line over his head, not quite in the end zone. He was kind of in no man's land. He had to take that ball and suffer the consequences. State High's kickoff team raced down. And we'll see what Carlisle does on offense. It looks like Thomas is back in at quarterback. Not exactly what I was expecting.
2 receivers to either side. Thomas in the gun. Morrell to his left. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. He fires. It's complete over to the near side. That was Dorian Stroud. He's out of bounds at the 19-yard line, so a pickup of 9. 2nd down and 1 with 1:38 remaining for Carlisle.
Perfect start to that drive. Pitch it out wide, get out of bounds right away. Only took a few seconds off the clock. If they can continue to do that, they can put themselves in scoring position.
Same formation here. Stroud and Lawson to the near side. Thomas in the gun. Morrell to his left. Takes the snap, handoff, goes to Morrell. He's across the 25, across the 30, down to the 35. Big pickup there, 25 yards. And you might want to see some hurry-up offense. Jaquise Morrell, 1st and 10 at Carlisle's 36-yard line. Gain of 15, excuse me. Once again, having 4 wide receivers in the game as Thomas takes the snap, and there's a flag. False start.
Penalty flags down.
False start on Carlisle. They'll back it up 5 yards. 1st and 15 with, again, 1:19 left to play. If I'm State College, I may bring the house. Maybe try to force a fumble, get a sack. One of our keys to the game was to keep pressure on the quarterback. Have yet to see that tonight.
We really have not seen a lot of it. This defense looks a little confused right now. That was a great call by Carlisle to run the ball up the middle. This defense looks like they're waiting for a passing play. Carlisle has shown a lot more variety on offense, and it's why they're ahead in this game.
Trips to the left. 1 receiver to the near side on the right. Thomas takes the snap. He's back to pass. He rolls out to his left. He's firing over to the far side, and it's dropped. The pass could have been completed to the 44-yard line, but it was incomplete. Intended for Lawson. 2nd down and 15 with under a minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, nowhere really to go right there for Thomas. Had some time in the pocket, but couldn't find anybody. Rolls out, tries to make a play. That would have been a huge play to create a close 2nd down opportunity, but no good. We'll see if he puts the ball in the air again with just under a minute left in the half.
So empty backfield here, trips to the right as Morrell moves into the slot. 2 receivers out to the left. Thomas all alone in the gun. He takes the snap. He's back. Here comes the rush, and John Scott makes the hit. The ball is out. It's still a grease pig. It's picked up by State College. They're running it for the end zone. It is a big man touchdown. Number 75, Michael Dickner. And State College takes the lead. A fumble by Thomas. Michael Dickner into the end zone, 13-10. A huge defensive score. They had 2 last week, 1 this week, and State College somehow at the end of the half scores 2 big touchdowns.
50 seconds left to go in the first half. John Scott, the outside linebacker, gets a free rush, makes Thomas pay, and the big man takes it in for the score. You don't see that every day.
Hazabowski on for the extra point. Snap good, spot good, kick is. It is good. And State College takes a 14-10 lead. Both touchdowns after the 2-minute mark here in the first half. And wow, what a turn of events. We saw Carlisle dominate for pretty much the entire first half. And State College has come alive as they want that 7-0 record.
It's pretty incredible how a game can change in just one play. We were talking about how well Carlisle has played all night on both sides of the ball. and State College comes up with a huge play just when they need it, right before halftime. And now State College is going to the locker room at halftime with a lot more confidence, and Carlisle is going in with a lot less. Not exactly what they were expecting 2 or 3 minutes ago.
I'll tell you right now, I don't think Michael Dickner walked into this game thinking that he was going to score a touchdown. And you said it, one of the most exciting plays in football, the big man touchdown. As Ian Brandt kick off. Again, 41 seconds remaining in the first half. The kick is away. It's a squib. Bouncing high. It is picked up by Carson Swartz going to the 20. Out to the near side, the 25, the 30. He's got a lane. He's out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Solid return for Carlisle. But you got to wonder, are they going to try to get the points, try to take the lead, or even get within one? Or do you kneel out the half?
I think after what just happened when they had the ball last possession, they're going to be a little more conservative, just sit on the ball here, go into halftime. Thomas dropped back to pass on that fumble, and he didn't see the rush coming. John Scott had a free hit right on him. Now, Smith isn't in the game at quarterback. He is known to be more of a thrower. We'll see what they do.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Smith takes the snap, hands it off to Hargrove. Hargrove makes a man miss. He's tackled as he's across the 35 down to the 38. Hargrove. Nice pickup. Looks like Carlisle is hurrying. They are going to run a play here. Eli Espinoza on the tackle. 2nd down and 5 at the 39-yard line. And 10 seconds left in the half as Smith is in the gun with Hargrove to his right, takes the snap. Hargrove gets the ball. Now it's an outside run to the 40, the 45, and he's tackled down shy of midfield, and that'll do it for this half of play. But State College, in the last 2 minutes of the half, they take the lead. One offensive touchdown, a rushing one by Owen Yerka. And then Michael Dickner, a big man, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling touchdown.
Complete momentum shift in this first half. State College's defense comes up with a huge play when they need it. They're able to score on the play. Carlisle was riding high before that play, and now all of a sudden they're down 4 points. I bet they're going to come out of the locker room fired up and ready for this second half of play. They're not going to go down without a fight.
What's this post-game halftime speech going to sound like for Carlisle, Jack? They were leading basically the whole half and then just lost it in the last 2 minutes.
Well, I think the speech is we're playing the better game right now. Besides that one play, that one freak fumble and scoop and score, they're playing the better game. They're running the ball well. They picked up some big chunks of yardage on the passing attack. I'm telling the players, don't worry. Stick to what we've been doing. We're going to be fine. They've been playing so well on defense. Nothing to be worried about. Just stay in this game. Stay competitive.
Now, if you're a young guy like Deontay Sheffy, you've seen nothing but success all year long, and you're facing some hardships in this game. What do you need to do to keep your composure and just stay in the game and do what your team needs you to do?
I think he just needs to trust his offensive line. We've seen plenty of games this year where on a drive, State High's offensive line can dominate another defense. Now, we haven't seen that yet tonight, but the track record is there. This team is undefeated, and they've run all over all of their opponents. The young freshman Sheffy just needs to trust his teammates, and I believe he's still going to have one of his great games. There's a lot of football left to be played.
There is indeed. There is 24 more minutes. Can State College keep the lead and get to 7-0, or is Carlisle going to spoil homecoming? Well, we're going to take a break for halftime, but we'll be back with the second half action. You know, we're here at Memorial Field. State College leads Carlisle 14-10 here on CNET.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2022 State College Area High School Homecoming. Presenting the 2022 Homecoming Court. First up is couple number 1, Adam Lieb and Emily Zhang. Adam Lieb. Adam is the son of David and Sharon Lieb. Adam is captain of the cross-country team, runs long-distance track, and is the vice president of both State High's Forensics Club and National Honor Society. He enjoys reading in his free time and working at the SPRA pool. Adam plans to attend Penn State and major in science. He hopes to then attend law school. Emily Zhang. Emily is the daughter of Ping Zhao and Sulin Zhang. Emily is president of the art club, as well as captain of the girls' tennis team. She is also a member of the Science Bowl and orchestra. In her free time, she enjoys painting and reading. Emily plans on majoring in physics with a minor in studio art in college. Beyond that, she wants to either go to grad school to become a psychiatrist or a physics teacher. Couple number 1, Adam Lieb and Emily Zhang. Couple number 2, Elijah Snyder and Emily Ishler. Elijah Snyder. Elijah is the son of Steve and Libby Snyder. Elijah is a proud member of the music community at State High. He is the drum major for the marching band and performs with many music ensembles, including jazz band, master singers, and symphonic band. He also participates in State High Forensics as part of the mock trial team. Elijah plans to study jazz saxophone performance next year in order to further pursue a future career in creating, teaching, and performing music, as long as he manages to finish the Common App in time. Emily Ishler. Emily is the daughter of Jennifer and Matt Ishler. Emily is a rank leader in marching band, a coxswain for the rowing team, an overall for Minithon, and the director of talent for WSCH. She is also involved in Key Club, Symphonic Band, and National Honor Society. She plans to attend a 4-year university, most likely Penn State. She's undecided on a major, but looks forward to exploring her options. This is couple number 2, Elijah Snyder and Emily Ishler. Couple number 3, Ian Savitsky and Lila Mathias. Lila Mathias. Lila is the daughter of Emilia Lutz and Devin Mathias. She is the senior class president and takes pride in representing her peers. She is also a part of one of State High's clubs called DECA and serves as the DECA Director of Marketing this year. Lila is an active member in many clubs and honor societies here at State High as well. In the future, Lila plans on continuing her interest in business and marketing in a 4-year college program. Her dream job is working in marketing communications. Ian Savitsky. Ian is the son of Steve Savitsky and Michelle Frisco. Ian is vice president of the senior class and vice president of State High's Future Business Leaders of America chapter. He is also on the football team as well and the track and field team. Ian enjoys long walks on the beach. Ian plans to attend Penn State and major in business or engineering. Let's hear it again for couple number 3, Lila Mathias and Ian Savitsky. Couple number 4, Avery Jones and Mary Lambert. Avery is the son of Heather Scott and Damon Jones. Avery is president of the State High Thespians, along with performing in chamber singers. He is also a member of Peer Advocates, the No Place for Hate Committee, TSA, and French Club. Outside of school, he enjoys cooking and baking for family and friends. After high school, Avery plans to attend college to study psychology and gender studies. After college, he hopes to work in mental health or political activism. Mary Lambert.
Mary is the daughter of Catherine Watt and Joshua Lambert. Mary does technical theater for the State High Thespians, plays trombone in the marching band, as well as participates in choir and orchestra. She's also a member of TSA, No Place for Hate, and Pottery Club. Outside of school, she likes to go kayaking and hiking. After high school, Mary wants to study chemistry and art history. She plans on a career in art restoration and museum curation. She'd also like to continue her involvement in music and theater. This is couple number 4, Avery Jones and Mary Lambert. Couple number 5, Dylan Davis and Abigail Sparrow. Dylan Davis. Dylan is the son of Karen and Brian Davis. Dylan spends most of his time playing sports, either for the school or with friends. He is on the varsity basketball and baseball team at State High. Other than sports, he is part of the FBLA and is the treasurer of the senior class. Dylan is interested in economics and finance. He does not know exactly what he wants to do yet, but he loves working with numbers, and he hopes to do so in the future. Abigail Sparrow. Abigail is the daughter of Jennifer and Richard Sparrow. Abigail is the co-director of State High's Lion Closet, as well as co-captain of the State High Majorettes. Her favorite school club is DECA, in which she is the director of hospitality, as well as second internationally in the entrepreneurship and team decision-making event. Abigail hopes to escape the cold and move down south for college. She plans on studying international affairs and to continue baton twirling in college. This is couple number 5, Dylan Davis and Abigail Sparrow. Couple number 6, Jolie Harrington and Lucy Hodges. Jolie is the daughter of Jody and Lisa Harrington. Though Jolie mainly works at her small family business in Blackmore Shannon, she also does many things with art, such as co-teaching camps and making experimental classes for school. She is the first member of Center County's mountain biking team. Jolie loves partaking in student government. Mainly, though, she just loves hanging out with her friends. She hopes to major in illustration at Philly Academia of Fine Arts, so then she can get a job in TV animation. Hopefully some of her ideas will be picked up by a streaming service, so all of us can watch them. Lucy Hodges. Lucy is the child of Cecilia Rusnak. Lucy spends most of their nights and free time at the dance studio, training as part of Lucky Star Dance Company's elite team. They are also the lead tap instructor at the company. Lucy is also active in many student government activities and committees like School Board Representation, Advisory Council, and English Honor Society. Lucy plans to continue their education at Temple University in the secondary education program with an emphasis in biology, all while hopefully continuing their dance education with a minor in dance. After college, they can only dream to live the life of who they look up to the most, their teachers. This is couple number 6, Jolie Harrington and Lucy Hodges. And finally, couple number 7, Joseph Nutelski and Lauren Watkins. Joseph is the son of David and Heidi Nutelski. Joseph is on the State High boys tennis team, participates in German club, and competes in TSA. Joseph plans on going to college for business or finance. Lauren Watkins. Lauren is the daughter of Joel and Stacy Watkins. Lauren runs 100-meter and 300-meter hurdles for the State High track and field team. She is also on State High's Skills USA team for early education and works at the Goddard School. Lauren plans on going to Penn State after graduation to get her degree in elementary education to become a kindergarten teacher. Let's hear it again for couple number 7, Joseph Nutelski and Lauren Watkins. Here to crown this year's King and Queen is the 2021 Homecoming Queen, Casey Hertzberg. The 2022 Homecoming King is Elijah Snyder. And the 2022 Homecoming Queen is Lila Mathias.
We would like to thank our corporate sponsors for supporting State High football. Truist Bank, Jersey Shore State Bank, Jersey Shore United Insurance Solutions, Jersey Shore Mortgage Services, Remax Center Realty, Big Rock Paving, Walmart, North Atherton Street, Sheets, Mind Body Art School of Dance, Penn State Federal Credit Union, and Rita's Italian Ice. We would also like to thank the following supporters of the State College football program: Todd Judd Photography and Cole Transportation for support for our tailgate event. We would also like to thank the following food suppliers for supporting our team with healthy meals: Brothers Pizza on Hamilton Avenue, Bonfire Barbecue, Sean's Catering, and Troy's Subs. State College Football Booster Club would also like to give a special thank you to our State High custodial support at Memorial Field. Thank you, Dave, for your commitment to providing excellent support for our sports complex and for the fans and athletes that play at Memorial Field. We'd also like to thank the Memorial Field's grounds crew, led by Chad Todd, for their efforts in preparing our field for play tonight and the grounds around the district all year long. The Booster Club would finally like to thank all of our families, friends, and alumni who donated and helped to raise funds to support the football program in providing meals, snacks, refreshments, equipment, camps, and gear for the program. Go State! Fans, we'd like to extend a warm Memorial Field welcome to members of the Center Region Parks and Rec Flag Football League who are with us here tonight and were able to participate in the pregame huddle with the Little Lions varsity team. Thank you for being with us and good luck in the remainder of your season. Fans, while you are with us tonight, we would encourage you to visit the Galen Dreibelvis Plaza and the Class of 61 concession for all your game time concession needs. The menu includes hot dogs, hamburgers, popcorn, cookies, soft pretzels, nachos, candy, and a variety of drinks. As a reminder, we ask that you help us leave our grounds better than we found them by placing all trash and waste in the garbage cans throughout the stands. We thank you for policing your area and disposing of all trash. Fans, a reminder that you can visit the State College Athletic ticketing page on the athletic website to purchase your tickets to upcoming home athletic events that are ticketed. Those would include events here at Memorial Field, as well as home girls volleyball matches, boys and girls basketball games, wrestling matches, and swim meets at the State High North Gym during the winter sports season. Also, the boys volleyball matches, boys and girls lacrosse games in the spring here at Memorial Field. Visit our website today to lock in your seats for upcoming football games, other Memorial Field events, and home North Gym events. We are very pleased to have our fans back in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to direct your attention to the 50-yard line. In celebration of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we are honored to have in our presence a national leader in Title IX education, administration, and advocacy, and former State College Area School District Athletic Director, Ms. Peg Pennypacker. Welcome back to Happy Valley, Peg, and we thank you for your tireless efforts in support of and promotion of women in sports. Let's please give a warm Memorial Field welcome and thank you to Peg Pennypacker. Carlisle will receive the second half kickoff. State College will be defending the north end zone.
Good. Welcome back to Memorial Field. Jack Flanagan, John Colavita. State College, late in the first half, scored on a scoop and score, and now have the lead 14-10. The beginning of the second half. But we've seen a great performance from Carlisle so far tonight, and they're going to get the ball to start off this second half. A little chilly here in State College.
Oh, it's definitely a lot colder than it was at kickoff.
The ball is lined up, and the second half is underway. A short kick that ends up going out of bounds. And that'll put Carlisle in good field position to start this second half. So, John, Carlisle down 10 points, but we saw them play some great football in the first half. What do you want to see from their offense as we start this second half?
I would love to go back to Easy Thomas at the quarterback position. We did see Carson Swartz get a nice 70-yard reception for a touchdown from Lucas Smith, but that was his first really nice pass of his high school career. And there he is. You see him, Easy Thomas, taking the snaps at the quarterback position.
We've seen Thomas at quarterback. We've seen him at running back, at wide receiver tonight. Has had the ball in his hands plenty of times. And he'll be in the shotgun here. with a wide receiver close to the line of the out-of-bounds marker. Thomas hands it off here. It's going to be Morrell. And he'll pick up 3.
See John Scott coming off the edge right there. Almost got Morrell for a short gain, even maybe no gain, but he just got out of the reach of him. Nice gain there by Morrell.
On the tackle for State College.
We've seen Carlisle run the ball a lot tonight, but when they've thrown it, they've picked up some pretty good gains. We've seen 2 different quarterbacks throw it, so it's not like one is necessarily better than the other. Putting the ball through the air. Thomas fakes it, drops back. He'll dump it off for a screen, but there's nowhere to go. That was Hargrove on the screen, and as soon as he looked up, State High was all over him.
Steven Skortis was the first man to meet him. The tackle was broken, but the rest of the defensive line was right there. Very short gain, and right away, a 3rd and long for Carlisle.
Justin Castro Dixon.
State High's defense starting off the second half strong. A crucial play right here. State College stole the momentum going into halftime. And they'll try and hold on to it here. It'll be a 3rd and long. As Thomas rolls to his right, he looks for a man. He's going to go deep here. Down the sideline to Swartz. He makes the catch. Easy Thomas, all the way down to Carson Swartz, down to the 25-yard line. There is a player down on the field for State High.
I think that's Caleb Grimes, one of the defensive linemen down. But I mean, going back to that play, an amazing pitch and catch from Thomas to Swartz, and now Swartz is definitely up over 100 yards on the game.
Carlisle converts on a big 3rd and long, and they're in scoring territory. We're going to take our first break of the second half. You're watching Pennsylvania High School football here on CNET.
Back.
Welcome back to Memorial Field. If you're just joining us, Carlisle and the great Easy Thomas, who we've seen line up all over the field tonight, connected with Carson Swartz on a big pass on 3rd and long, and they're in scoring territory. Ball at the 25-yard line. Hargrove in motion. Thomas will keep it himself. He cuts upfield, and he'll pick up about 5. And we were saying coming into this second half, weren't really sure what Carlisle was going to do on offense to regain that momentum that they had for most of the first half. But they're looking pretty good so far.
You know, we did find out at the half that Louis Shank, the usual starting quarterback for Carlisle, is out with a concussion for his 2nd straight game. That's really hurting, but they may have found themselves a weapon in Easy Thomas.
Two wide receivers out now for Carlisle. One of them, Hargrove, comes in motion. He'll get the ball here on a pitch. Barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage, almost blown up in the backfield. But he'll run it out of bounds for no gain.
Steven Skortis on the tackle for State College.
On the tackle right there, and we've seen a lot of these little sweep toss plays, you know, to one side or the other, and they haven't necessarily resulted in a lot of positive yardage. But with Carlisle 1 yard away from the red zone, but in a 3rd and long coming up, you may see Carson Swartz's number dialed up again.
So ball on the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 6. Thomas fakes it, almost gets sacked, running, throwing to the end zone. Hargrove, incomplete. Was inches away from scoring on a close pass right there from Thomas, but it'll be 4th down.
You see Will Stone came off the edge right there, almost had the sack of Thomas, and that's the 2nd time he's missed a tackle on this drive, and that just hurts to see, but now Carlisle's going to have to kick.
And coming into this game, we knew that Carlisle was going to try and run the ball as many times as possible, but tonight their passing attack has really been impressive. Somehow Thomas, not the usual quarterback for this Carlisle team, threaded the needle in the corner of the end zone. Receiver just missed, his foot staying in bounds by about an inch.
This is a 37-yard attempt.
Now a whistle here,
Timeout.
and it looks like it's going to be a timeout by Carlisle.
I think they just want to talk this over because it's 4th and 7, so it's not 4th and short, but you can get 7 yards. And it's maybe at the edge of Mazius's range.
The kicker for Carlisle has made some kicks this season of significant distance, but tonight it seems like a little bit more difficult of an environment to kick in with this wind, with this temperature, than a game in early September. But it looks like he's going to line up and try and bring his team to within just 1 point of State High.
Carlisle, got to be careful. You may have just iced your own kicker.
So here's Macias. The kick is up, and it is good.
The 37-yard field
So
goal
Carlisle
attempt by
drives
field
downfield on a big
is
pass
good.
from Easy Thomas,
With 9:01 remaining
and they
in
get
the
a
third
field goal
quarter. Your score is State College
to stay
14,
within 1 point of State
Carlisle
College.
13.
State High now getting the ball on offense. Should be interesting to see what they plan to do. We've been talking about Deontay Sheffy all night. Hasn't really broken off one of those big runs we're used to seeing. And a lot of their points have come from the mistakes of Carlisle, whether it's turnovers or penalties. What angle do you think they go with here on offense?
I'm going to go to a different direction. I like the way Yerka's been throwing the football. I may want to see more passes to him, to Dante Nastasi, because we've seen him be open a lot during this game. Had that, what almost was a catch, was Grader ruled a pass interference, and it was wide open down the near sideline in the previous half. So he's been getting open. He's been beating the Carlisle secondary. Call his number. Throw it down the field. I think you can trust him.
We have seen Nastasi try to make a few plays tonight. He has had some nice catches, but certainly targeted a lot more than a few of their games previously. And the kick is away. And it looks like this is Sheffy on the return. And he'll get to about the 37.
That was some violent motions by Sheffy. He was changing direction. He ran with a purpose. We may see a new Deontay Sheffy here in half number 2.
The Lions will have a 1st and 10 at the State
The first
High
half,
37.
Carlisle's defensive front, especially their linebackers, did such a great job of containing this running attack. But who knows, something like that may only last a certain amount of time in this game. We'll see if they can continue to stifle this great running attack. So Furmanak now at quarterback, mishandles the snap, and Sheffy falls on it. And right off the bat, State High is going to go backwards for about a loss of 4.
That's just a silly mistake right there. I mean, you got to execute. And Furmanak really hasn't been at quarterback since the first quarter. A little rust there. But he's the captain of this team. He's the leader. He's got to show his team that he can lead them to victory, only up by 1 point.
Tight end in motion. Furmanak moves to his left, chucks it downfield to Salazar. He makes the catch down the sideline and a touchdown. What a throw and a catch right there from the Little Lions.
66-yard touchdown pass.
And they increase their lead to 20-13.
Well, you saw it right there. State College, they may not have thrown it to Dante Nastasi, but they went to their deep man in Ty Salazar. 66 yards, pitch and catch, Fermanac to Salazar. And I was wondering if they would go for 2 on this just to try to keep it maybe 22-13, but
it looks like they're looking for another guy.
It's Cooper Brushwood, who is a defensive back, but he's also the holder. And the play clock's ticking down to 12.
So they quickly line up for this extra point. And it is good. So within seconds, State High increases their lead, 21-13 here. We talked about it earlier. Fermanac, we were wondering where he was. Didn't see a lot of him on offense. Right there, takes a few steps outside of the pocket and hits his man down the sideline for a huge score.
In the last 6 minutes of game time, going back to the first half, State College has scored 21 points. That's crazy. They were down 10-0, and over the last 6 minutes of game time, they lead 21-3.
Let's see if Carlisle has any answers here. Their defense has played so well all night, but that big play by the wide receiver Ty Salazar looked like the ball was slightly overthrown, but he caught it on the tips of his fingers and ran it in for the score.
That was Salazar's second receiving touchdown of the season.
And it looks like State High is going to talk it over some more on the sideline. I don't believe the play clock has started yet, so that gives us more time to chat a little bit. Carlisle, with E.C. Thomas at quarterback, they've been great, but as time goes on and State High maybe puts a little more points on the board, do we see Smith, the lefty, come back in at quarterback? He had that bomb of a touchdown pass earlier in the game.
I don't know, because Smith is not a runner. You know, with E.C. Thomas, you have that dual threat. You can run more option plays. He's more of an explosive athlete than Smith is. And honestly, Thomas made a really nice throw to Carson Swartz. So if I'm Carlisle, I'm sticking with that offensive plan. I'm going back to Swartz, going back over the top, because he takes the top off this defense, off the State College defense.
So now State High is ready for the kick. Kicked it short last time and it went out of bounds. We'll see where they go with it here. This is also short and bending out of bounds, but it's picked up and taken out at the 20-yard line. Kareem Lawson on the return. Looked like he could have let it go out of bounds, but opts to pick it up.
All slotted at the
Kareem Lawson has got in on offense the last series where State College was able to move the ball. But he's more of a defensive out-of-position guy where he can play anywhere on the field, you know, other than defensive tackle. He's what I like to call, we talked about this in the pregame, he's more of an Isaiah Simmons type where you don't have a specific spot on defense.
So it is Smith now in at quarterback. As we mentioned before, got some snaps earlier in the game, had a nice touchdown throw. He'll hand it off here. Fumble. But it looks like Carlisle falls on it. That was Morrell on the carry.
Fumble recovered.
And Morrell's a guy that doesn't really, at least we didn't really talk about him a lot coming into the game, but he's had a nice performance.
He really has. I mean, the rushing attack has been solid. The passing attack has been, you know, so-so other than those 2 deep balls to Swartz. I want to see some rushing. I want to see Jaquise Morrell get some more touches here because he can be an explosive guy.
So here's Smith in the gun. Looks to the far end of the field, but it's short. A long pass attempt right there from one hash to the opposite sideline. And it'll be 3rd and 11.
Carlisle.
7:25 remaining in the third quarter. State High with a big touchdown score. And now Carlisle is looking down the barrel of the gun. It's 3rd and long. And they want to get back into this game.
If you're Carlisle, you need to convert. You know, you got to keep pace because State College is on a roll. They have all the momentum right now. And if you get this pickup, it's great.
Smith doesn't see anything, running around. Somehow gets out of it, but he's finally brought down for a loss. Really nothing there for Smith on that play. And he's taken down at the 16-yard line for 4th down.
Will Stone has gotten into the backfield a lot today. It's his 3rd penetration of the half. He just hasn't been able to finish play and wrap up his guy. He's lucky that Smith didn't rattle off a pass. And now State College will get the ball back.
Dante Nastasi, the wide receiver and defensive back, set to return. And he's on Carlisle's 45-yard line. So State High is looking to get some. Oh, and it might have been blocked there. It certainly looked like that punt was blocked. And rather than getting good field position, State High is going to get great field position.
Carlisle,
the ball is spotted right at the 33-yard line
of the Thundering Herd. First down.
And that's exactly what you didn't want to see from Carlisle. You know, their special teams was one of the stronger suits of this game, and State College has started a lot of drives in enemy territory today, and this one's no different. And Carlisle's going to have to work hard to protect their 8-point deficit.
Yeah, it looked like the punter just held onto the ball a little too long there. Backed up in his own territory, not the best idea. There's Furmanak at quarterback again in the gun. Rolls to his right, now we'll dump it off to Sheffy for the screen, and he's got green grass to run. The 10, the 5, an easy score for Deontay Sheffy.
Deontay Sheffy for a 33-yard State College touchdown.
State High takes a 27-13 lead here in the third quarter, and they've improved on a slow first half.
Deontay Sheffy may have not have gotten a handoff in that play, but he got a touchdown nonetheless. His 13th total touchdown of the season, but his first receiving one of the year.
Now the extra point attempt from State High. And it seems like they're scoring in bunches now. And that is good.
All the way out in the street.
Kazabowski's extra point is good with 6:19.
So just like that, after being down 10-0, State College has gotten, they lead 28-3 since 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
And it's been putting the ball through the air, something we didn't see a lot of in the first half, but a lot of big explosive plays, and that screen pass completely faked out the Carlisle defense. It looked like they were following Furmanek down the right side of the field, and then he turns his shoulders and dumps it off to the great freshman. And I love how when he got close to the goal line, he slowed down a little bit. He knew there was nobody around him. He knew he was going in for the easy score.
There was nobody within 10 yards of him. I think he went into the end zone 33 yards untouched.
So State High, seems like their kickoff team was on the field just a few minutes ago, and now they're back.
We're not even halfway through this third quarter quite yet.
6:19 to go in the third quarter. And State High has jumped out to a big lead all of a sudden. Here's the return. Taken down at about the 25-yard line. Swartz on the return.
For Carlisle to the
and panic might be setting in for Carlisle right now. They played such a great first half of football. Now they find themselves down by 15 points. They probably should not abandon the run, but if they get desperate, we're going to see a lot of passing attempts here.
I wouldn't say they're in panic mode just yet. There's a lot of time left. and they're only down by 2 possessions. Not an insurmountable mountain to climb.
So Thomas back in at quarterback. We saw Smith in the last drive. Now it's Thomas. Takes the snap. He fakes it up the middle and takes it himself. He's taken down for about 2.
Easy Thomas with the quarterback keeper for Carlisle, a gain of 2.
Surprised that Thomas is not going to pass, as Swartz has really made his presence felt. Jaquise Morrell, and we get more of a roll as we head deeper into the third quarter.
So this Carlisle offense with multiple weapons, Hargrove, Morrell, Easy Thomas, all on the field now. Thomas brings a man in motion. He'll roll to his left, looks deep and fires again, and he's got his man for the touchdown.
Easy Thomas's pass to
Carson Swartz again.
For a 72-yard
and these teams are going back and forth.
touchdown.
His 3rd tutty of the game. He's got to be well. That was a 72-yard touchdown. He's got a 70-yard touchdown, a 72-yard touchdown, and I don't remember how long the second one was, but I think it was over 50 yards.
So we saw a low-scoring first half. All of a sudden, these two offenses open up the playbook and take some shots, and we've seen a lot of scoring.
They're attempting the extra point. I'm surprised that they're not going to go for 2 right here.
They do opt for the extra point. A bad snap, almost blocked, but it's put through the upright. So State High comes up with a quick score. Carlisle responds right away, and like you said, this is not panic time. They are completely in this game.
Carlisle 20.
Really a great showing for both of these passing offenses the last few minutes of this game.
This is a good old-fashioned shootout. 48 points in just over 2.5 quarters played. This is going to be a dogfight to the end. Carlisle came to play tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we talk about the quarterback situation or the quarterback position for Carlisle and whether Smith should get a majority of the snaps or Easy Thomas, it's Easy Thomas who's come up with those big plays, not necessarily a traditional passing quarterback. He's a great runner, but he's got that arm. He must have thrown that ball 55 yards in the air to Swartz, who's having an unbelievable game at wide receiver.
Because Swartz caught it at about the 25, and the line of scrimmage was at the 28. Had to have been over 50 yards in the air. That's a heck of an arm.
Carlisle certainly with 2 quarterbacks that have cannons for an arm.
If Carlisle can get a stop here, I mean, why not just stick to the hot hand? Just have Thomas. Swartz out there somewhere.
Absolutely. Swartz has been open all day, especially on those deep routes. We've seen him streaking down the sideline all night. And whistles here on the field for the kickoff. Not really sure what exactly the call is. There's no flags on the field.
Going back to Swartz, he's having what one might say a Randy Moss type night.
It could be. He's had multiple touchdowns, a lot of deep passes, a few passes caught down the sideline that weren't necessarily scores, but he has been the go-to guy for this Thundering Herd passing offense. And he's taken advantage of every opportunity he's got. That last catch bobbled it in the air, but came down with it and scored. So Carlisle's going to kick it off here. They'll kick it short like they've done all night. It's Salazar. And he's brought down at about the 37-yard line.
The last drive we saw for State College, again, it resulted in a touchdown for Deontay Sheffy off of a screen. Do you go back to that? Do you go back to the run game? What are you thinking that Furmanak and company are going to do?
Well, they caught everybody by surprise on the last drive with that screen to Sheffy. But I think that's a part of the greater theme, which is put the ball in Sheffy's hands. Let him make some plays. And he's in there in the backfield to Furmanak's right. So Fermanek points something out on defense, and he's going to look to his sideline. Safety for Carlisle, about 8 yards away from the ball. Not a lot of help over top as Fermanek rolls to his right, puts it downfield, and the catch is made. What a play right there. Michael Gall on the catch.
Fernak's pass is complete to Michael
And that'll be a
Gall.
first down.
Easy Thomas in coverage. He was draped all over Michael Gall, and Gall actually had to spin around, make an off-balance catch. What a play. And State College is in enemy territory. What a play.
That is a state high first.
So we're seeing a lot more passing from the Little Lions in the second half. And Sheffy will take it up the middle. And he's stopped for a 4-yard gain.
Ante Sheffy with the carry.
You saw, go back to the previous play, you saw Fermanek was being chased. You know, he was under pressure. It was Charles Riad that came after him, and a great throw on the run. A little bit underthrown, but Gall made up for it. And State College and Carlisle, they're going to go at this all night long.
Just over 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Fermanek gives it off to Sheffy, and he'll pick up another 2 yards. So it'll be third and about 4.
Runs the ball for 2 yards. It'll bring up third and 4 for State College.
Third and short for State College. You go back to the air, or did you keep it on the ground?
We'll see what they're going to do here. This is the formation they've been in for most of this drive. Now Salazar comes in motion. Fermanek pitches it to Sheffy to the outside. He cuts up the middle, and it doesn't look like he reached the first down marker. Gained about 2, and it's going to be fourth and 2.
Takes the pitch for a 2-yard gain.
I say go right back to it. Your offense has been absolutely on fire over the past couple of possessions. No reason to mess up a good thing.
And I would look for maybe that tight end sneak that they tried a few times earlier. Instead, the tight end moves across the line of scrimmage, and they'll look to the sideline for the next call. So Fermanek now in the gun. He's going to give it off to Sheffy again. Sheffy had a little bit of room, but just enough for the first down. A nice running play right up the middle.
For a 5-yard
and the Little Lions will have the ball on the 21-yard line.
21-yard line of Carlisle.
A little bit of a confusion as Leighton Schmick is going to come off the field for Carlisle. As the 3-man defensive front for the Thundering Herd is set up to try to keep State College out of the red zone. They're 1 yard away from it.
So this offense is starting to get moving a little bit more. We've seen some big passes, now some chunk gains on the ground. Fermanak's going to take it himself to the left. He's going to pick up 5 yards. He's going to score a touchdown. Finn Fermanek takes it himself outside and scampers in for the touchdown.
State College offense is back. They're averaging 40 points a game. They're going to have 35 pending the extra point. And that's a rushing touchdown for each quarterback.
Fermanek took the ball outside himself. It looks like he was going to be stopped for just about 3 or 4 yards, but he kept those legs churning. And now State College has a 14-point lead with the extra point attempts forthcoming. The kick is up, and it is good. So these offenses have been going back and forth, and early in this second half, something we did not see in the first half. Last time State College scored, we weren't sure if Carlisle was going to be able to respond, but they did. We'll see if they can do it here.
I mean, punch, counter, punch, if that's anything to be said. There's still a lot of time left. There's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And it looks like Carlisle's been scoring pretty much at will, pretty much with big, quick plays. State College just had a little bit of an incremental drive down the field. Long way to go in this game. It's been fun.
It has been a great game, and Carlisle now, we continue to doubt Carlisle, yet their offense keeps coming up with big plays. We'll see if they can do it on this drive. as State High is set to make their third kickoff of this third quarter.
Carlisle's got to keep that underdog mentality, and Easy Thomas has got to keep that dog in him.
There's a deep kick here, taken at the 7-yard line. Now to the 15. Taken down at about the 24-yard line. It was Kareem Lawson on the return.
23-yard line of Carlisle, Thundering Herd, first down.
So 2 minutes left to go in this third quarter, and the Thundering Herd find themselves down by 15 points. And it is Smith at quarterback now, so that revolving door at quarterback continues. But neither option seems like a bad one. Both have had success so far tonight. Tight formation here. Wide receivers are just behind the line of scrimmage, and now they shift. There'll be a handoff up the middle to Morrell for a gain of 1.
Quace Morrell with a 1-yard run. It'll be second and 9.
We had 24 points scored in the combined in the entire first half. We've had 31 points scored in the third quarter by both teams combined alone.
Yeah. A lot of scoring so far in a short amount of time in this second half. Another tight formation here, but they'll shift again. And it's going to be an end around to Easy Thomas, and he's upended at the 30-yard line.
Easy Thomas with a 4-yard run.
A big tackle right there. Michael Gall on the play.
Michael Gall with the tackle.
Michael Gall laid down a WWE move.
That was a suplex right there. Easy Thomas has been making big plays all night. I don't think he expected to get dropped like that, but Carlisle is going to have a 3rd and 5.
Looked like what happened to Travis Kelce a couple of Thursdays ago.
So Smith in the shotgun. They continue to shift out of that tight formation. He'll fake the handoff and roll to his left. He pitches it downfield, and it's barely missed right there.
Lucas Smith's pass attempt is
That's Jackson Brink, the tight end. And Smith led him just a little bit too deep downfield, and it'll be 4th down for Carlisle.
It's 4th and manageable with under a minute to go in the third, but you're deep in your own territory. I may go for this just because of the sheer fact that State College's offense has not been able to be stopped this quarter.
Yeah, we've seen 2 different Carlisle defenses in this game. In the first half, they seemed to have State High figured out, as this punt is very short. And it's going to roll all the way to Carlisle's 40-yard line. So State High will get good field position yet again.
At the 40-yard line.
Will be a net gain of 16 yards.
Down at State College.
So we've seen State College score at will for the most part in this third quarter. Something they were waiting for in the first half, but it never really happened. They had a clutch scoop and score at the end of the first half to go ahead, but now their offense has really found their footing, and they've gotten back to what they've been doing all season. Now the referees are going to have another conversation on the field. They've been pretty chatty tonight.
They really have. They've come together, what, 4 or 5 times now? I mean, it was a simple punt. There's no flag on the field. What are you talking about?
No flag, but it looks like they're talking to both sidelines. Talking to Carlisle's head coach, Brett Ikes. But they give Furmanek the okay, so he's in the shotgun. And he hands off to Sheffy. And Sheffy is nowhere to go. He'll be stopped for no gain.
You got to wonder if State College is going to take the Kyle Shanahan approach. You have the lead. It's a little later on in the game. Run the ball, keep the clock moving.
With a 15-point lead, they could certainly sit on the ball and run some clock out, but this Carlisle offense has shown their ability to score. Furmanek drops back. He looks to his left, He's going to lob it downfield. Nastasi with the catch. And Nastasi brings the ball all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Is complete.
This does not look like a high school football game tonight. There is way too much passing for that. Both teams have really done well through the air, and Dante Nastasi breaks through the secondary once again.
At the end of the third
So
quarter,
both offenses are scoring, but State College has jumped out. It's the end of the third quarter. When we come back here on CNET, we'll have some fourth quarter action. Welcome back to Memorial Field, the beginning of the fourth quarter. State High has jumped out to a 35-20 lead on the arm of Finn Fermanek. We've seen a lot of great passes tonight, specifically in that third quarter, and we just had one to Dante Nastasi for about 20 yards. It was brought down to the 10-yard line. Low-scoring first half, but in the third quarter, both of these teams came out firing on all cylinders, at least on offense. We've seen a lot more passing attempts, and State High's passing attack has been superior. So Fermanak's waiting around. He wants to get this over with.
A lot of holdup going on in this game. This is a televised game on a channel other than CNET. I believe Channel 6 is here.
A lot of cameras, a lot of fans. A great showing from both teams, but in the last 12 minutes of play, State High has jumped out to a big lead. So Fermanak now in the gun. He's going to give it to Sheffy. Sheffy tries to make a man miss, but he's swallowed up for little to no gain at just about the 9-yard line.
On the carry for State College.
So 1 quarter to go. That was the first play of the fourth quarter. Second and goal now. Do you look for Nastasi again? Do you hand off to Sheffy?
Second down with 9 yards to go. They could get a little creative here, maybe a play action. We've seen some nice catches from Michael Gall so far tonight. And Fermanak keeps it himself, but he picks up very little yardage, so it'll be third and goal, about 8 yards to the goal for the Little Lions.
Third down and goal.
Usually this would be an obvious passing situation as Owen Yurka checks into the game and Finn Fermanek goes out wide.
So Owen Yurka now at quarterback. Fermanek moves to the wide receiver at the far end of the field. Usually that means the ball's going to be thrown to Fermanek. Let's see if that's true. Yurka looks for him. He lobs it up to the corner of the end zone. He overthrows it. It's incomplete. Looks like a little bit of pushing and shoving there. Flag on the play.
So the flag was definitely on either Lawson or Fermanac. Could Fermanac have extended his arm a little bit? He did. It looks like he may have pushed off. It resulted in an incompletion, but we'll see what the officials have to say.
Both guys were kind of pushing each other back and forth as the ball was in the air, but the referees will decide who did it more than the other. Here's the call. It's going to be pass interference on Fermanac, on State High. So 3rd and goal, with just about 8 yards to go.
It'll be 4th down, Little
And
Lions.
Carlisle declines the penalty, giving the Little Lions 4th down on the 8-yard line, and it looks like they're going to opt to kick the field goal.
I'll tell you right now, that is a smart move on the half of Carlisle, because you don't want to give State College, even if it's, if it would be 3rd and probably around 15, 17 yards, you don't want to give them another chance.
So here's the field goal. And it is no good. So that is the second missed field goal that we've seen from Kazabowski tonight.
He came into this game 4 for 4 on field goal attempts, and tonight he's 1 for 3. Not exactly his best showing.
So 10:36 left to go in the 4th quarter. And Carlisle is going to get an opportunity to put another drive together. We've seen them do it in the second half, but they're going to need a touchdown here to stay in this game.
And after 1st and goal at the 10-yard line, Carlisle catches a break. They're still down by at least 2 scores.
But a
3-score lead with 10 minutes to play would pretty much ice the game.
So it'll be Easy Thomas at quarterback. We've seen him lined up all over the offense tonight. He gives it to Morrell, who runs to the outside for about 1.
Luis Morrell on the carry.
And a flag after the play.
I think this might be another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It looked like there was some pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Lazar on the tackle for State College.
And if that's on Carlisle, they cannot afford an offensive penalty backed up in their own territory.
And it looks like they are moving the Thundering Herd back, so it will be against Carlisle.
Still waiting from the call from the referees. It is a personal foul, unsportsmanlike. It's going to be on State High. But we might have offsetting penalties here.
I think that's what it is. They'll just replay 1st down.
It's hard to tell whether the referee just called 2 penalties or 3, but regardless, both teams called for a flag on that play, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Excuse me.
And a second personal foul penalty against State College.
2 personal fouls against State College. 1 penalty against Carlisle. So that'll be net positive yardage for Carlisle, and they'll have the ball on the 35.
Long way to go in this game. 10:25 remaining in the 4th quarter. Take a look at Carson Swartz. Out to the near side, he's being guarded by Nastasi. Swartz hasn't been able to be stopped all night.
Swartz has had a great game tonight. A lot of deep passes. A lot of over-the-top plays. And it looks like the referees are just explaining their logic to these coaches. Carlisle's going to need to come up with a big play here. Do you think they go to Swartz down the sideline, or do you think they continue to run the ball and try and get some chunks to eventually score?
I would. You know, I just call a go route for Swartz. See how quickly he can get past Nastasi, and then you have Thomas just chuck it over the top. Maybe a 4th touchdown night.
All right, so the referees give us the okay. It's 1st and 10 for the Thundering Herd. Here's Thomas. He takes it himself, looks for a hole, but there's nowhere to go. He's stopped for a gain of 1.
Easy Thomas on the carry. Michael Gall on the tackle for State College.
Carlisle isn't too far behind. They get only behind 2 scores with 10 minutes to play, but you got to start wondering, you know, how late is too late? You might want to get a quick score here because State College is just going to run out the clock as best they can when they get the ball back.
And it looks like as Thomas ran into the huddle there, he told his teammates, we got to hurry up a little bit. Just directing some of his teammates. 5 left on the play clock. Thomas fakes it, pitches it across the middle, almost intercepted. It was tipped up in the air, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
That was dangerous. It just got out of the reach of Salazar, off the hands of Hargrove, and it's 3rd and long.
3rd and long here, 9:29 left in the 4th quarter. And the Thundering Herd are going to need one of those big plays that we saw in the 3rd quarter. So Thomas now in the shotgun, brings a man in motion. He's going to roll out to his left. He's being pressured, and the ball is on the ground, picked up by Carlisle, but it's going to be a big loss and a big play for the State High defense.
That's the 2nd strip sack of the game for John Scott. He's been getting pressure all night long, but unfortunately Carlisle does recover. And now they're going to have to punt again, give the ball back to the Little Lions.
We've seen a lot of nice gains from Carlisle on that quarterback rollout pass, but that time Thomas didn't have a lot of time to throw, and once he turned his shoulders and tried to make the pass, it was taken right from his hands. And here's the punt. High punt. And it'll be out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
I would dare to say that's the best punt of the night by Carlisle. We've seen a lot of wobblers, and Hargrove finally got one where State College will start in their own territory.
Yep, we've seen a lot of line drives, a lot of blocked punts, some very short ones, but right there, at least Carlisle is able to put the ball on the other side of midfield. But State High's offense has been humming in this second half, and they have a chance to really put this game away here. So Furmanek back at quarterback. He's going to roll to his right. Throws it downfield. It's Salazar with a nice catch. He makes a man miss. He's got open field in front of him, and he's going to score a touchdown. What a play right there from Ty Salazar.
Next pass is complete to Ty Salazar for a 62-yard.
I mean, State College up over 40 points, back to there, above their average. They are running away with it. They have scored 4 touchdowns in this half. Three passing touchdowns from Finn Furmanek, 2 to Salazar, 1 to Sheffy. Finn Furmanek, what a game he's having.
So the extra point attempt now for State High. And it is good.
Extra point is
so we mentioned earlier it would take just about one more score for State High to put away Carlisle. And that might have done it right there. Just over 8 minutes left to go in this game, and Carlisle finds themselves down 22 all of a sudden.
I mean, where did the time go? Where did this game go for Carlisle? They got to be scratching their heads. They had all the momentum. Again, this all goes back to State College getting the ball with 2 minutes remaining in the first half, going down to score a touchdown, getting a defensive touchdown to end the half, and they haven't looked back since. They're outscoring Carlisle 28-10 in this half alone.
We have certainly seen a lot of scoring in this second half so far. We're going to take a quick break right here. State High finds themselves up 22 points midway through the fourth quarter.
We would ask for your assistance in keeping our stadium clean tonight. Before you leave, please dispose of all garbage in the cans within the stadium. Your help in policing our home is greatly appreciated.
Back here at Memorial Field, we just saw State High score yet another deep touchdown to go up 22 points on Carlisle. Just over 8 minutes to go. And it looks like State High is starting to run away with this.
They really are. Again, as we said, 28-10 advantage for them in this half alone.
Squib kick here. Taken at the 15-yard line. And brought down at about the 25. It was Carson Swartz, the great receiver who's had multiple scores today. And he returns the ball just past the 20-yard line.
So just over 8 minutes remaining in regulation. Carlisle's got it. If they have a prayer of coming back in this game, they're going to have to score very quickly. And the best way to do that, go over the top at the man who's been killing State College all night, Carson Swartz.
We've seen a lot of big plays from both of these passing offenses, but don't let the score fool you. Carlisle's hit some big offensive plays, and it looks like there's a flag for too many men on the field for Carlisle. And that's going to send them back
12 men on the field penalty against Carlisle.
on first down. We should mention Lucas Smith back in at quarterback. He's seen sometimes sporadically throughout this game, but he's back in, and he's the one that's got the bigger arm. We'll see if he can bring his team closer to State High's total of 42 points on the night. Nobody in the backfield with him. He's all by himself. 6 seconds left on the play clock. And he just gets it off. He looks and fires a slant route. Looked like he had a little too much heat on that one. But there is a flag on the field.
Flags down after
There's been dirty laundry all over the field today for both teams. A little bit of ref ball. If the game wasn't so lopsided right now, you'd think that this game could be decided by the Zebras.
And it looks like intentional grounding.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer on State College. It looks like Smith was hit a little late there on the pass. And Smith with that quick sidearm delivery delivered that slant route just a little too fast, but he had a man open. And they're going to come out in this same empty set formation. Smith has 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He'll bring 1 in motion. He drops back and he's going to dump it off, but it's incomplete. Led him a little too far there.
Lucas Smith's pass intended
the execution on this drive just hasn't been there. Multiple penalties, just incompletions, drop passes. Not what you want to see at the end of the game, where Carlisle honestly just fell apart. That's what they did. They've only scored 10 points in this half. And, you know, when you're not completing passes, when you're not catching them, it's going to be a rough night.
Yeah, and their defense really has not been able to repeat the performance they had in the first half. We saw some great plays from them on defense, but State High's offense has overwhelmed them in this second half. It'll be 2nd and 10, and Smith almost drops the snap. Now throws it sidearm up the middle, but it's incomplete. And we have yet another flag on the play.
Pass incomplete.
I think that's 3 out of 4 plays have had flags on this drive.
It's going to be another roughing the passer, the second one of the drive.
Personal foul,
And that's the second one on John Scott. John Scott, you can see he is visually upset because he's gotten through and he's roughed the passer. It's a penalty. Refs are going to call it every single time. You're going to want their goal is to protect the quarterback, protect these kids. And Scott, he's doing a good job of getting through the line, he's just not finishing well.
So the ball now right at the 50-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Carlisle. And they'll go with that empty formation again. Smith in the gun, bombs it downfield. There's nobody there. Pretty much a long punt to Ty Salazar, who picks it off. A strange play. He's going to return it back to the 30. And he gets brought down at just about the 40-yard line. And now there's really some pushing and shoving on the sideline. Multiple penalty flags on the field. And that play did not end well. That was a strange play from Carlisle, made worse by the extracurriculars on the sideline.
I think that pass, it just got away from Lucas Smith. I mean, there was nobody there. Salazar, it looked like Salazar started on the other line of scrimmage and went out for a pass. If he had been, he would have been wide open for a touchdown. But he picked it off, didn't think about it. A lot of times if you're that wide open, you can think about it, you can drop the football. Salazar made the catch and got a pretty nice return. In State College, I'd love to know their average field position. It's got to be fantastic.
Oh, it's got to be great tonight. And depending on where this penalty goes, it could be even better on this drive. 7:45 left to go in the 4th quarter. State College up 22 points. And the referees have really had to earn their pay tonight. A lot of penalties, a lot of conversations on the field with coaches of both teams. A lot of deliberation. But there was certainly a lot of illegal contact on the sideline there once Salazar brought the ball back to about the 35-yard line. Still waiting on a call. First, we have a face mask penalty on Carlisle that was declined. We have a holding penalty on State High. And for all that pushing and shoving, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
Face mask.
Over the I feel like it's been 15 minutes, in real time, and 1 minute has come off the clock. A lot of yellow flags flying around, a lot of clock stoppages. I feel like the 4th quarter's lasted as long as this whole game.
Yeah, this has been a long 4th quarter, and State High has had control of all of it. They're going to be back on offense.
1st and 10 at the Little Lions 26.
They're going to have the ball at the 26-yard line when it's all said and done after those penalties. Fermanak at quarterback again. Haven't seen Owen Yurka in a few drives. So Fermanak's going to bring a man in motion. He's going to roll to his left and dump it off to Nastasi, who almost brings in a one-handed catch, but it's incomplete.
Throw was a little high. Nastasi got his hands on it. Almost made that catch, but it'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. And State High continues to throw the ball, up 22 points. They'll come out in the same formation before Nastasi went in motion there on that last play. Sheffy behind Fermanak. And Sheffy's going to get the ball. He's got room to run here. He makes one man miss, and he picks up a 1st down. A nice 12-yard run right there by the freshman.
Got through the secondary, had another big run. He's got to be over 100 all-purpose yards on the night. Not quite to that 100-yard rushing game that we might think he would usually get, but he's turned it on in the second half at least.
We have seen some nice runs from Sheffy, but a lot of nice receptions too, especially the reception he had in the first half for a touchdown that brought State High back into this game. Little did we know they would score a lot more than that. He'll get the ball again here. He cuts it up the middle, and he picks up about 7 on the play.
So State College now just trying to run the clock out, keep this team healthy, but we got to go back again. I've talked about it like 7 times, 2 minutes left in the first quarter, in this first half, but you got to remember, the only reason they scored a touchdown, the only reason Yurka was able to run one in is because of an offsides penalty against Carlisle that went it from 4th and 5 to 1st and 10.
So 2nd and short here. About 6.5 minutes to go in the game. And Fermanak's looking for the calls on the sideline. Play clock gets short, but he gives it off to Sheffy, and he gets the first down.
Monte Sheffy up the middle for State College, and he gained
Carlisle does have 2 timeouts remaining, but it doesn't really matter. They're down by 22 points.
Down.
And it looks like
there's an injury on the field. It looks like it is Deontay Sheffy. 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. We're going to take a short break right here on CNET. We're back here at Memorial Field. State High with the ball now on Carlisle's 45-yard line, and they're trying to put this game away. They're up 22 points with 6 minutes left to go. Fermanak fakes the handoff. He drops back. He heaves it downfield. It's Nastasi, but it's incomplete. 2nd down.
Pass intended for Dante Nastasi.
Nice job by Hargrove. Knocked it away. You know, Carlisle may be down. Hargrove is still giving his all. And, you know, it's just good practice. Another pass defended as Matt Wall enters the game at running back in place of Deontay Sheffy.
Haven't seen much of Wall tonight on offense. Certainly a good running back. And these wide receivers, just like on that last play, these wide receivers and DBs have seen a lot of action tonight. So Nastasi comes in motion. Fermanak runs to his right. He's going to keep it himself. And he gets close to the first down marker. Call it a pickup of 9.
Keeper, a gain of 10.
Excuse me, it's the first down.
Ball at the 35-yard line of
And the
Carlisle.
clock continues to tick. Now, I don't think State College has enough real estate to gain to run the clock completely down to 0. But if Carlisle gets the ball back, it won't be with very much time.
Tackle for Carlisle.
5:25 left to go in the game. And State High is taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage. 8 seconds left in the play clock. Fermanak runs to the right again, and he's got some room again. But he ends up going out of bounds, which will stop the clock. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's been a tale of 2 halves. You know, coming into the game, we thought it was going to be the Deontay Sheffy show. In the first quarter, first half or so, it was the Easy Thomas show. Second half, it's been all Finn Fermanak.
We have definitely seen State High's offense kind of explode a little bit in this second half. They've scored a lot of points, and Carlisle's great first half seems like a distant memory at this point, as Fermanak He's going to hand it off here. And Wall will pick up about one.
Wall with a 2-yard run for State College.
Just under 5 minutes to go.
28. Third down.
Third and 3.
Last week against Central Dauphin East, Wall ran 12 times for 55 yards, averaging 4.6 yards per carry.
So definitely a good running back. But this is a team that has a lot of good running backs and
a lot of good skill position players overall.
Fermanac here will run it to the outside again. This time tries to stay in bounds, but gets knocked out again. And he picks up the first down.
Fermanac reminds me of Josh Allen right here. You know, Josh Allen, he's a big force. Fermanac isn't quite as tall as Josh Allen, but you see him just, it's a clear quarterback run all the way. He's done it a few times on this drive. He just runs to the right, tries to bowl over some guys, gets some yardage, keep the clock moving. Unfortunately, he fell out of bounds.
So the ball now on the 23-yard line. And State High is trying to suck the life out of this game. It's pretty much all wrapped up. It looks like a player on Carlisle is down with an injury.
Injury timeout.
It's Hargrove.
Hargrove, we've seen a lot of carries from him tonight. He's had some good plays in the defensive backfields. He's going to walk off the field under his own power.
Maybe just cramp it up.
For your assistance in keeping our stadium clean tonight.
Could be a cramp.
Please dispose of all garbage in the
whatever it is, it prolongs something that we've known for a long time now. State High is going to comfortably win this game. At one point, this was a close game. In fact, a game that Carlisle was winning for most of the first half. But you talked about it. Right before halftime, State High with some big plays to create this momentum that they've just expanded on.
And looking ahead to next week, State College goes on the road to Harrisburg. Now, I'm assuming they're playing right now. Don't have that score updated for you. But Harrisburg was 5-1 coming into tonight. That'll be a great matchup if they, you know, if it's a 6-1 team versus a 7-0 team, especially in conference play. It'll be a dogfight.
Absolutely. For Manick here. Is going to look to the end zone, but he's being pressured and he's brought down for a sack. So State High looks for the passing play, but Fermanac gets sacked for a loss, and it'll be 2nd and 15.
Fermanac never felt the pressure. Jackson Brink was tailing him the whole time, and he made his move, got the sack. 2nd down and long.
4 minutes to go. State High continuing to throw the ball, or at least trying to throw the ball late in this game. Fermanac's going to hand it off here. It'll be Wall to the outside. He's got some space, and he picks up a nice gain to the 15-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
State College, penalty flags on the play.
I mean, this has got to be. We have to be up over 20 flags total in this game already.
It's got to be close.
It's got to be. It's got to be closer, at least more. Definitely more. It's been a lot of sloppy play, multiple unsportsmanlike conducts, multiple personal fouls. You know, all things that can be cleaned up. And I'm sure, you know, after this team celebrates, you get 24 hours to celebrate a win. But tomorrow, when they're watching film, I'm sure Matt Lintall is going to be talking to the Little Lions, trying to limit the sloppiness. Stop the penalties, because when you play a team like Harrisburg next week, you cannot afford to give away yards left and right.
Definitely a lot of things to clean up for both teams.
Penalty against State College.
So State College now is moved back to the 37-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and what looks to be about 20, close to 25 yards to go. Fermanac up the middle. He's got a lot of room to run. And he gains almost all of that yardage back, taken down at about the 17-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd down.
For State College.
Nice little QB run. I mean, he's Fermanac. He's doing it through the air. He's gotten so many yards on the ground. And honestly, I think that he would be the MVP of tonight's game should this lead stand, which with 2:45 remaining in the game, it looks like it's going to.
Furmanek has had a great game tonight. A lot of big plays with his arm, a lot of great running plays as well. He's going to look to the left here, and he's going to run it himself. He turns the corner, and he scores. He puts ice on this game.
With the 18-yard run
18 yards to the end zone.
Touchdown.
And State College puts this game to bed. Just over 2 minutes left to go. And it's going to be 48 points for the Little Lions tonight. A mark that we didn't think we were going to see in the first half, but in these last 2 quarters, they've really exploded on offense.
5 touchdowns in this half. Finn Furmanek with 4 of them. 3 through the air and 1 on the ground. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
So here's the extra point. And the extra point is good. 49-20 in favor of State High.
Is good. With 2:27
We have seen a ton of points in this second half.
Carlisle
It is night and day from the first half action that we saw.
It
And
really is.
State High took their time calling those plays and getting to the line of scrimmage, but they were aggressive in scoring. Now they're up 29 points with 2:27 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Furmanek could have slid and gotten that first down, and they could have kneeled the clock out. But you know what? He's a kid. He's a high school senior. He wants his tutties, and he's been feasting today. Again, 4 total touchdowns. And Carlisle looks up just to maybe have some positive plays on what is most likely their last drive of the game.
Most of the stands starting to clear out now. It's a cold, windy night in State College, and this game is all but over as State High kicks it away. Another low ground ball, and Carlisle falls on top of it. So one more chance to see Carlisle on offense. Not a lot of hope left in this game, but we've seen some good plays, and they could definitely move down the field if they still have the heart in this one. Who knows, but we'll see how they approach it.
You're playing for pride at this point. You know, you just got to feel good, have something in the film room to cheer about tomorrow. I'm sure Carson Swartz, when they're yelling at him in the locker room after this game, he's not going to be taking any of that personally.
So Thomas gives it off. It's going to be a reverse. Now a pass. A pass back to Thomas there, but it's incomplete.
Hargrove's pass is incomplete.
It was Hargrove who got the reverse, and then he stopped in the pocket to throw it back to his quarterback, but it's incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down. 2:19 remains in the game.
They're just having some fun, doing some trickery, seeing if something works out. I mean, you're down, but you can still have some fun and try things out.
Well, and it looked like Thomas had the sideline there. If the ball was thrown just a little bit shorter, Thomas might have taken that to the end zone. But instead, 2nd down at their own 30-yard line. Thomas brings a man in motion. He's going to roll to his right. I'm sorry. Oh, a big sack right there from John Scott.
With the sack of Easy Thomas.
John Scott penetrating the entire game. That's his 3rd sack of the game. 2 strip sacks, 1 regular sack. This kid has been a stud on defense.
Play 3rd down, Carlisle.
Carlisle's looking for any kind of offense to get back into this game, and just when their quarterback looks downfield, he gets hit by John Scott from the blind side. That can't feel good. And as the clock ticks away here, there's about 1 minute and 35 seconds. Thomas gives it up the middle. It's going to be Morrell. And he's going to pick up 5, so it'll be 4th and 15 now.
Carry for Carlisle.
So Carlisle.
A gain of 4, it'll be 3rd
I mean, what's not to go for?
Check,
You know, it's
4th and 15.
4th and
for the
15.
Thundering Herd.
You got one offensive play left in the game. If they don't get it, State College will kneel the clock out as we approach a minute remaining in the game.
Scott again on the tackle for State College.
Looks like Carlisle's going to punt, and I understand why they want to punt. They don't want to see a bigger score under the home team on the scoreboard. Already 49-20 for State High. I think Carlisle just wants to accept defeat, but they will call a timeout here. With 50 seconds left in the game, down 29, Carlisle calls a timeout, and that's going to be a timeout for us. When we come back, we'll have the end of action here on CNET.
We're not going next week, right?
Back here at Memorial Field for the finishing touches of this one. 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Carlisle with a fake punt, it looks like. Hargrove brings it back to the line of scrimmage.
Jeremiah Hargrove brought down short of the line of
And
scrimmage.
State High is going to take over.
On downs.
Just 2 more kneel downs, and the Little Lions are off to a 7-0 start.
Looks like another stoppage of play here. Hargrove seems to be limping off the field. He's had a great game tonight, but has certainly taken a lot of big hits and was the target of a lot of deep passes from Finn Fermanack tonight. What a great game from him.
I mean, again, Finn Fermanack, 4 touchdowns totaling in the second half. The kid was on fire from the get-go. You know, Owen Yurka got a bunch of the reps in the second quarter. But State College, they're riding high.
State College riding high, and Fermanack takes his time
Takes a knee
to kneel the ball down. And that is pretty much going to wrap it up as the clock ticks down from 30 seconds. A well-fought battle between these two teams. But State High is going to win 49-20. And they keep their undefeated streak alive in the 2022 season. And in the first half, close defensive game. Carlisle had the lead for the most part. But late in the second quarter, State High came up with some big plays to take the momentum and ran away with it.
And all of that, again, sparked by an offsides penalty on a field goal attempt that gave State College a first down. And I think the second play after that, Owen Yurka ran in for a touchdown, and the rest was history. State College went on an absolute tear. From 2 minutes remaining in the first half, State College scored 49 points, and Carlisle scored 10. So it's not exactly a game that you're going to win when you give up 49 points. And State College's defense, especially their front 4, they came to life. The quarterback there was a lot of pressure. They did give up a lot of yards in the secondary, but that's something that can be fixed. And Carson Swartz, you know, was one of the bright spots for this Carlisle team, who has a lot of really nice skill players.
Well, State High runs away with it in the second half. They keep their undefeated season alive. For John Colavita, I'm Jack Flanagan. Thank you for watching Pennsylvania High School football here on CNET.